أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم البأساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. I'd like to welcome all of my brothers and sisters and anybody online who will be watching online to the Nottingham Islam Information Centre for our Dawah Training Program. We have a very special guest, a good friend of mine, Brother Nadeem Ashraf from Dawa Motivation and also Youth Club, which is a Dawa project outside of the UK, mainly in Pakistan. And our brother Nadeem is also an honourable member of IERA. Okay? Now, Brother Nadeem has been giving Dawa, conveying the message of Islam to non-Muslims, calling people to At-Tawheed for about 16 years. Alhamdulillah. And Brother Nadeem has got he's got a few styles in giving Da'wah. And today, inshallah, by the will of Allah, you will learn some of those styles and maybe you can also implement it in your da'wah, inshallah. Sometimes we need motivation, regular motivation when it comes to giving da'wah, because sometimes shaitan can come to us and really make us lazy, put us off and make up all these excuses not to give da'wah, not to call people to Allah. So today, Brother Nadeem will try to motivate the existing du'at and any new du'at, and also he will also try and tackle some of the arguments that we pose with non-Muslims and anything else he has to teach us. This will go on until after 4 o'clock, whenever Nadeem is ready to finish. There is no rush. We will break for Salat al-Asr at 3 o'clock, at 3 p.m. we will break. We've got refreshments just around the corner, tea, coffee, juice, we've got some biscuits. So do help yourself. You can quietly go whenever you're ready, whenever you have time. Just go at the back and help yourselves to a coffee or some tea and bring it back here quietly. So there's no restrictions as such. We're going to try and keep this very informative and interactive as well. So without further ado, I give you my brother Nadeem Ashraf. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum. Jazakallah khair. Okay, in alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam rasulullah ma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And a very good afternoon to you guys. How are you feeling? Excited? Nervous? You should be nervous because I'm known to pick on people. Because this is not a lecture where you can just sit and have a nice imam boost and go home. I'm actually going to pick on you guys. So I'm going to bully you guys. So if you want to leave now, no, I'm just joking. I like the way Haroon said, just help yourself to snacks because that's how we should be. As far as I know from, mashallah, Nottingham Islam, I've been following them on social media, social you guys. Mashallah, they have lots of lectures. A lot of speakers come regularly, alhamdulillah, tabarakallah, which is a massive privilege. So when it comes to ilm, knowledge and lectures, you're going to get plenty of that, inshallah. But today is not a lecture. It's more of a discussion, more of like a meeting. I like the setup. It's inshallah training, and we're going to get to some certain objectives. The biggest is if you learn nothing at all, the biggest is inshallah, bi'idhnillah, that you guys want to be involved in calling to Allah. That's the biggest take-home message. That after this session, inshallah, Allah will give you the ability to motivate you guys to now be involved. Involvement doesn't mean like 24/7, because we got family, study, work, etc. Yeah, it means having that involvement. I always say to brothers, this is even 1 hour a month. So for example, it could be just volunteering for this place, 1 hour a month. That's your connection with the dawah. Yeah? So that's my biggest objection, inshallah. So due to this discussion, anytime you have any questions, stop me, interrupt me, just go for it. Anything you don't understand, inshallah. Is that cool, brothers? Okay, alhamdulillah. So just about who am I? This is not a ego fest. Who am I? Just to, who is this geezer with the denim jacket, come from London, southern geezer. So just really quickly, brothers, the reason I want to say who am I, so you know who you're going to be, inshallah, learning a few tips from, yeah? So I'm a nobody, alhamdulillah, nobody, I'm just a Muslim. But Allah has given me the privilege and the honor of being around amazing du'at since the mid-90s. This is an honor. I always have to say, it's something which I really feel honorable. So some of the brothers Allah put me in touch with, they're very confident, mashallah. Very confident, very outgoing, very committed to the dawah, alhamdulillah. So I've always been around this kind of company. So I'm from the town of Crawley. That's the place where I started practicing. There was a time when I was non-practicing. That's a different story. Allah guided me and made tawbah. And I got involved in dawah pretty much straight away. And dawah stalls is my main place. Interacting with people, streets, dawah stalls, street dawah, everything, alhamdulillah. So over the years, and this is a really good point for you brothers, inshallah. This is actually a very important, hope you take a point from this, is that I remember when I recall 94, first dawah stall, for the first year or two, literally on the dawah table, I would be the person on the side with a flyer, just about give someone a flyer. That is it. Every Saturday, 2-3 hours, the other brothers will be debating, discussing, calling to Allah, answering people's questions, alhamdulillah. Me, I'll be on the side, shyly, timidly, just giving the flyer now and again. That's it, alhamdulillah. And now and again, what's this all about? Oh, we're here to give dawah, here's some leaflets. Or now and again, what did Islam say about this? Oh, it says about this. That's it. So very minimal. So the point is, if you've never done a dawah stall before, don't think, oh no, I don't have the knowledge, I don't have the iman, I don't have the experience. No, just go there, give leaflets. Even if to the point, and I'm sure Brother Harun might allow this or not, come to the table, try it out. Just go there and stand and hang around with them. Is that okay, bro? Yeah, just hang around. You don't have to say nothing. And inshallah, just being amongst the brothers, as we all know, the hadith, when you're amongst righteous brothers, inshallah, you're calling to Allah. You're not there to promote a club. You're not there to promote, a business. You're there to promote Allah, Islam. So just be around it, try it out, because there is a stigma around the dawah store. Street dawah store, not for me. It's a bit weird. These guys, Saturday, I don't know, man, they're a bit brave. It's nothing like that. These are all, obstacles in our head. So that was me. Take it from me. And then from first 2 years, just observing. Moving on, now to the point where, inshallah, we'll share a video later on, where alhamdulillah, and this is all from Allah, this is not me. If you put me on any streets, I come alive. Right now, I'm actually behaving myself. Yeah? I'm being very nice and polite with you. On the streets, I'm a different animal. It's a bit like, in Islamic history, when the people defended Islam, when they fought for Islam to establish justice, when they used to be in the mosque amongst the companions, you have to be humble. This is our character, yeah? But in the battlefield, you're going to behave like a lion. You're not going to be like a little mouse. That's with the dawah. In the streets, with compassion. With compassion, with, wisdom, I approach people as if I own the streets. Yeah? So that's me. So alhamdulillah, this is my experience for the last 24 years. I've learned amazing du'at. I've learned training from IERA, alhamdulillah. Are you all aware of IERA? They call it IERA up north, right? Okay. And of course, Youth Club, which is based in Pakistan. So I've got a lot of knowledge and ilm experience from Youth Club, who mainly deal with Muslim youth creatively, and IERA, which they deal with non-Muslims. So alhamdulillah, that's just me in a nutshell, alhamdulillah. Okay, so this is what we're going to cover today, inshallah. Motivation, because this is the one thing that always goes first. Like after this, usually what happens is you go to a Dawah training or any lecture, and you're highly motivated. But by the time you leave the door, get to your car park, the motivation goes down, or you're driving down the road past city centre, your motivation gone down. By the time you get home, dawah, motivation, what? It's gone. Happens, isn't it, right? Happens. So motivation, like Harun said, is something we always need constantly, every single time. And this is something I'm big on. In fact, my social media handles is dawah motivation. Okay? Then we're going to cover some dawah scenarios, possible dawah scenarios, which I want to learn from you guys, which kind of scenario you're going to be in, inshallah. Touch upon some people skills which worked for me, and of course the all-important initiation, how to start a conversation in the first place. Yeah, and then hopefully general Q&A. Like I said, it could be at the end or throughout the thing, inshallah. Yeah, you can ask me any questions, brother. I don't understand that point. What do you mean by this? Please stop me, inshallah. Yeah. To start off with, brothers, as always, as my ulama have advised me and others, that we should always remind each other, inshallah, remind the benefit believers. And there's a hadith in Sahih Muslim where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "He who has in his heart the weight of a mustard seed of pride shall not enter paradise." Pride and ego. Brothers and sisters, just brothers, okay, alhamdulillah. Brothers, this is something that, we just, it's one of those hadiths that we say, yeah, okay, yeah, that's nice. But it's actually always present. Pride comes up on you, you don't even realize it, subhanAllah. Whether you're involved with dawah, whether you're involved in speaking, teaching, you sometimes will develop this superiority. So, may Allah forgive me, just because I'm sitting here and you're over there, shaitan will say, Nadeem, look, they're looking at you. You're a big guy. You're sitting here. Wow, beat up. That nonsense, yeah? But so that's pride. That's pride messing up with me. Yeah? And it happens when you get a bit of knowledge, and you probably get some knowledge from here, you get knowledge from Harun, you get knowledge from other scholars. When you get knowledge, if you've not combined that with the skill of purifying the soul, you're going to have this pride coming. Look, and as soon as you see someone who's not practicing, or someone maybe is not agreeing with you, or maybe, I don't know, any situation, because you've got this knowledge now, you say, look, you feel that superiority. Brothers, be careful of that superiority. Seriously, it just creeps on you, you just don't know. We're nothing, subhanAllah. Always try and remain humble. The only time you're not humble is on the streets or on the battlefield, right? That's the time when you're like, be a lion, inshallah. Be proud, chest out, confident, yeah? I'm representing Allah, no issues. But otherwise, try and be humble. Don't act like, I'm the big man, I know everything. Yeah? So that's just a reminder for me and everyone, inshallah. Okay. First quick activity. What's stopping you from giving dawah? So right now, it could be street dawah, it could be dawah to your neighbors, family, friends, any human being you know in Nottingham or online. Tell me right now, if you could, I want everyone to list down what's stopping us. So it could be lack of knowledge, it could be lack of iman, it could be lack of experience, lack of training, it could be feeling awkward, yeah, it could be feeling inferior, whatever. So I want everyone to, 30 seconds, just list down what's stopping you, inshallah. And then we'll try and cover.
Brothers will give it, then they don't have to write anything, no?
Sorry?
Brothers will give the dawah, they don't have to write anything.
No, everyone, inshallah. I'm sure all of us du'at have got somewhere where street dawah, yeah, I'm happy. But here, I'm not sure. So there may be scenarios where you don't feel comfortable giving dawah. So think of places where you don't feel comfortable giving dawah, inshallah. Because inshallah, we're going to smash that. Inshallah. So for example, for me, it would be like, for example, I catch the bus very random because I drive car. But on the odd occasion, if I'm driving the bus, would I start a dawah conversation with the person I'm sitting next to? Margaret from Thingy Street. All right, Margaret, little old auntie, whatever. Or, maybe the conductor. I don't know if they have conductors in this day and age. Wallahu alam, showing my age, yeah. But, some conductors they've done all the tickets. Ticket please, ticket please. They don't want that. Now they're just chilling and you happen to be right next to them. And now the journey is another, 10, 20 minutes? So why not engage in a dawah conversation? Why not call him to Allah? You never know, right? But what's stopping you? So whatever, inshallah, whatever situation, inshallah. Because you can give dawah anywhere. Literally, you can give dawah anywhere, not just street dawah. Yeah, we should think, although I love street dawah, but there's other situations. Everyone listed some stuff down? Anybody want to tell me their fears, reluctances, hesitancies?
On
workplace.
Restriction on workplace.
Okay, so your workplace, yeah?
Yeah, anyone, generalized.
Okay. When you say restrictions, brother, is that restrictions within your mindset or the workplace, they got rules and regulations?
Yeah, most of the workplace in this country, they will say that there are certain things you're not supposed to engage.
Religion and politics. Yes. Yeah. It's like a culture thing. Okay, I get you. Yeah. Like you can chat about getting lashed on a Friday night.
Yeah.
You can have that 20 lagers drinks in the pub.
Yeah.
But religion, no.
No.
Okay, I get you. Okay, alhamdulillah, no problem. There's
Yeah.
ways around that.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you start talking about sensitive issues like, homosexuality and
Yeah.
stuff like that, you could have people there who are homosexual.
Yes, yes.
They could take offence and
Yeah.
Not
so
only
the
offence,
com-
but you can also be sacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's,
Good.
that's our full
No, good.
position, yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Excellent. Okay.
So, but anyway, before I used to give a dawah, the reason what struck me before was lack of confidence. The terrorism that's going on, Islamophobia. I thought, well, I'm going to come across a lot of racists and abuse. So it mainly due to lack of confidence. Well, once I got out of there,
Alhamdulillah.
it was, as you said in the beginning, it wasn't like that.
How, if you don't mind, for the benefit of brothers, you had those fears. How did you overcome that? Like, what helped
So I
you?
just went, I just stood there.
These guys kept inviting you to come to the stall, yeah?
No, it's actually one of the brothers who was at the table. It's not anymore. He used to work with me.
Okay,
He
smart.
invited me.
Okay,
That's
mashallah.
how I met Harun and everyone.
Ah, mashallah, he
So
linked you
this
up.
is about 6 years ago now.
So you went on the stall, you had the fears,
I had the fears.
and once you went on the stall, started conversation, you said, hey, these guys are nice.
Yeah. So once I actually had the conversation, that satisfaction you get,
Yeah, subhanAllah.
after it's the sweetness of Iman.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
So after you go home and the fact that you spoke to someone about Islam who didn't even know about Islam before, you feel the sweetness of Iman.
Brilliant.
And that's what kept me going, yeah.
Okay. Before I get other answers, just want to touch upon these two, inshallah, really quickly, about what you said, bro. And you also chimed in as well. See, I want to ask you guys, there's an ayah in the Quran which gives you, there's many ayahs encourage you to give da'wah. But there's one in Surah Al-Nahl. Does anyone know the ayah? 16:1-5. The word wisdom's in that ayah. Yes. Could you shout that in English, Shaki?
In English,
Yes.
invite the way of your Lord, بالحكمة والwisdom.
Yes. Yes, alhamdulillah. Excellent. So the wisdom. You see, what I've observed, and like I said, I'm nobody, this is my observations, we learn from the ulama, we stand on the shoulder of giants. But what I've observed is the wisdom aspect and link that creativity aspect is massively missing out of da'wah. It's huge. When it comes to business, brothers, this is us, the Ummah in Britain, yeah? When it comes to business, when it comes to charity, when it comes to the other thing, we are extremely creative. We're more creative than Spielberg. We're more creative than the best tech companies out there. But when it comes to da'wah, I don't know what happens to our wisdom, brothers. It escapes us. Wisdom? What's that? So, yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah, shaitan. So what I want to encourage is let's start using wisdom and link that creativity a bit more. So for example, see my experience in Pakistan, I was there for 4 or 5 years. And even in Pakistan, believe it or not, there are places where you can't discuss religion. Can you believe it? Muslim country, you can't discuss Islam. Yeah, crazy. There's like one place called MCS, Military College of Signals. There's NUST, which is a top scientific university. You're going to get not just thrown out, you might actually get picked up. That's the kind of situation. So alhamdulillah, some brothers and sisters, I remember 3-4 years ago, asked me this situation that they really like. They said, Brother Nadeem, you and this other brother, you motivate us for da'wah so much now. Like we want to get more pumped up. But when we get there, as soon as we start, we're going to get in trouble. So I said, look, who says do you have to straight away quote Quran and Sunnah? Who says? You could, for example, you could talk about the universe. The beauty about Islam, brothers, the beauty about Islam is you can take literally anything on earth, anything in the dunya, and link it to Allah, and link it to Islam. Anything. Seriously. Football, keeping fit, exercise, Islam. Yeah? Universe, who made the universe, galaxies, solar system, supernova, clusters. Have a proper scientific conversation. And then just ask the question. So let me give you a scenario, and I'm not sure if this is exactly how it is, but you're at work. What do you do, bro? What's your job, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, healthcare assistant.
Healthcare assistant. So I'm guessing you're in a hospice kind of environment? Hospital, okay. So there's nurses, doctors, staff rooms, okay. And Muslim, non-Muslims kind of mixed, yeah?
Muslim, very
few.
Very few.
Okay, alhamdulillah, good. More people to give da'wah to, yeah? So you're there, let's say I don't know, maybe you have breaks. Maybe you have breaks or lunchtime, then you have to sit around and have a chat with you. So what do people talk about? I'm just kind of guess. They're talking about last night's TV. They're going to talk about, holidays, next holiday. They're going to talk about the misery of the job. We got enough money, man. NHS is going down the drain. Those typical things, yeah? So this is probably what they talk about, yeah? And if it's younger, my girlfriend dumped me, my boyfriend dumped me, that dumped me, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, yeah? So it's all sorts going on, right?
Yeah.
So this is the kind of conversation they're having. So there's no restrictions on that, isn't there? But sometimes what you can do is just, instead of give dawah, you could do very subtle dawah. You could say something, for example, like, I don't know, like, for example, there's a lot of WhatsApp videos, YouTube videos, yeah? People send it to and fro all the time. Just send them something, I don't know, a Nat Geo or documentary about the universe or something. Just a clip or something. Find it, inshallah. Be creative. Send that. What do you think? Yeah, amazing. Like, the way the solar system and the sun, and oh, wow, so good. Then just pop the question, bro. Where did it come from? Who would have thought about that? That's it. Leave it at that. Khalas. Let that grow now. And you know, when I heard this in Pakistan, the university, and the people they were dealing with, atheists and liberals, some of them left Islam as well, subhanAllah. So rather than going Quran and Sunnah straight away, and Daleel and Aqidah and Tawheed and everything, which we get to later, they start the conversation with the universe. And then he just asked the simple question. So they're in the canteen, and they're having a regular conversation, have a laugh, and then just say, oh, I watched this video, can I share it with you? It's really cool about the universe. And they, yeah, go on, send it, go ahead. You remember, there's no deen here. And then ask them a question, where do you think it came from? Start with that. That's it. And that's just as universe sciences. If you're, for example, a history person, oh, history this, history that, amazing, this happened, that happened. Say, oh, have you ever looked at history in that part of the world? What do you think of that? You know, you can, slowly. And then what happens is, in the workplace, you don't give down to the whole workplace. That's the other mistake we do. You have to look for that one or two individuals and work on them. Yeah? Because a lot of us think we're going to give down, like, okay, in this hospital, there's 20,000 staff or 10,000 staff. Inshallah, in 10 years, everything's shahada. No, it's not going to work like that. Yeah, it's just one or two people that Allah will open their hearts out, and you can maybe go on. So you spread the web. You share the video about the universe, about history, or anything which doesn't have Arabism in it, anything doesn't have any ayats in it, anything that doesn't have any hadith in it, anything that doesn't show us religious. And then once they're curious, you say, what do you think? What's your answer? Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, where did it come from? I said, look, what's your favorite coffee? Oh, I love a latte. Mate, let me buy you a killer latte. Have a coffee with them, this colleague. Try and make it a meal, because otherwise it gets a bit weird, right? Have a coffee with them, and then now you can be open now. Or now meet them outside work, and now you've got no restrictions. So what you're doing is, you've got them curiosity inside work, and now you can take them outside work, and now you can give the dawah properly. Well, look, you probably wondered why I'm Muslim. And then he'll say, I always wondered that. Now I've got an opportunity to ask. Yeah? Because everybody wants to ask. Let me give you another principle which I live on, brothers, yeah, and sisters. Every single human being, whether it's a non-Muslim or whether it's someone who's far away from Islam, a Muslim youth that's far away from Islam, they are all waiting for you to give dawah to them. That's the way I look at life. That's my maxim. They're all waiting. They're kind of seeing, when will this guy start? Will it be now? They're all waiting for you. If you have a mindset like that, every opportunity will be a dawah opportunity. I'm not saying everything literally will be like that. No. But at the back of your mind, you should think, is this a dawah situation? Can I try something here? Can I use a bit of wisdom here? So you should always look for that opportunity, inshallah, brothers and sisters. We should always have that mindset. Yeah? So I want to get one more hesitancies or what's stopping for dawah. Who would like to, before I start picking on people?
It's Haru's on Xbox.
Okay. Is your son? Okay, mashallah. You call him Xbox?
This one stops him from coming to dawah.
Oh, the Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. Seriously, is that the...
Yeah, he's only on the time.
Well, that's an easy solution, just pull the plug in it. Or maybe give an incentive. Look, you can have 4 hours on Xbox if you do half an hour with me on the table. Done. So, alhamdulillah. Khalas. Anyone else at the back? The shaitan.
Most of the time when it comes to is that even if you know Muslims that they're not practicing or something, and then you think that you need to remind them, shaitan comes and says, already. Don't waste your time, go to someone else.
Yes, one.
This comes to situation sometimes.
Yeah.
Right, that's what sometimes.
Brother, what's your name? Adnan. Adnan, are you saying that when there's a brother that is away from Allah, a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
and you want to give him nasiha. But are you saying that when you want to give him, your reluctance is that he will not listen? There's no point.
They don't listen. Sometimes you think about, oh, they wouldn't listen. Oh,
Okay.
he's Muslim. He knows about it. This is a Muslim,
Yes, yes.
And a non-Muslim sometimes delay it. It's not the right time, or things like that.
Okay.
And then if you lose that situation time, then he's not going to
Okay.
come back.
So there's a lot of maybes, a lot of this and that. Okay.
Right, yeah.
What I'm going to do is I want to go to the next point, because if we can adopt this, then that will kind of smash everything. Basically, brothers, like I said, if you're well motivated and you have a bit of confidence now, you can conquer the world, inshallah. Yeah? Bit of motivation, a bit of confidence, and then experience, that's it. You can smash anything, inshallah. Yeah? So there's actually, I can think of 100 reasons to get involved in Dawah. I can give the 100, but it's not that kind of session, inshallah. But I'm going to give just some of the ones that get me going for all these years. Alhamdulillah, I'm married now, 43, 3 kids, demands are growing, Xbox. In fact, he wants PS4 now. May Allah help me. So I've got all these responsibilities. But why am I still involved in Dawah? Like, Brother Nadeem, get a job. My dad said to me, what's this Dawah malarkey, man? Yeah, good when you're single, young, that kind of thing. But you're a grown man now. So why am I still involved? Brothers and sisters, I think that in this day and age, especially in Nottingham, especially in Britain, yeah, we're in, mashallah, in the beautiful confines of Nottingham Islam, alhamdulillah, where there's righteousness, where there's ilm, where there's knowledge and activities. What's your city centre like, Nottingham city centre? Is it full of practicing Muslims, Dar al-Islam, shuyukh, mashayikh walking everywhere, beards and hijabs and niqabs, no haram relationships, no fitna? Is it like that in the city centre? It's not, is it? And what about your workplaces? Is it righteousness and everybody's practicing and everybody's talking about tasqiyat al-nafs and everybody's being reminded? No, it's not like that, brother. Wake up. Like I just alluded to earlier, they are talking about the pub, the club, the parties, the holiday, the Ibizas, the Mallorcas and Menorcas. That's what they're talking about. They're talking about how to get out of this dumb, the system, this and that, Brexit. Oh, I said it. Or that's their discussion, yeah? Just limited, ephemeral, just here. But we should, so my point is, you need to give dawah. Alhamdulillah, I'm guessing most of us, alhamdulillah, practicing Islam, yeah? Whether it's been all your life, you had amazing parents, or you had a change like a lot of us. We were a bit of an idiots, a bit of a bad man, pseudo bad man, and then Allah guided us, made tawbah, and start practicing Islam. A lot of brothers have this misconception that, if I'm practicing Islam, yeah, I'm okay, Jack. I'm all right, Jack. I go to the masjid, alhamdulillah. I have my own sheikh, yeah. On the weekends we go to a lecture. I take my family and stuff. We go to the masjid. We go to halal shop, meat shop. We eat halal meat. Alhamdulillah. Islam channel, Iman channel. Alhamdulillah. Life's good. But you know what? And they think that if you're okay, that's how they're going to get involved in dawah. That dawah for those idiots on the streets. Brothers, let me tell you, yeah, you're all going to become parents one day. It's going to bite back to you. Your kids, if you're thinking to go to a Muslim country, that's a different discussion ever. But if you're living here, I'm telling you, your kids, if you don't keep on righteousness, and if they're not practicing Islam, they're going to get dawah. Dawah of what? Hollywood, Bollywood, fitna. Fitna of Snapchat. I'm not saying Snapchat, yeah, because you can use it for dawah, yeah. The fitna of Instagram, the fitna of social media, the fitna of haram relationships, schools, colleges. You're going to get dawah all the time. Let me ask you guys at college? You go uni or A levels, yeah?
No, year 11.
Year 11, okay. So, just give me an example of what kind of stuff do kids talk about in your school and your institutes?
Like mostly sports. Football.
Okay, sports, football, girls. Don't be shy.
Yeah,
we're all brothers here.
Yeah.
Yeah. How to what about chirping, this, that. Yeah, it's a thing. Okay. So, they're not talking about death and akhirah. They're not, because they're non-Muslims and even the Muslims are away from it. So my point is, if you are, mashallah, practicing and you're praying 5 times a day, alhamdulillah, your parents brought you up. If you're not going to engage in some sort of conversation, initiate some sort of conversation, although you're avoiding that, the girl chat, the social media, the wasting time, if you're avoiding that now, but at some point you're going to get tempted. You are going to get tempted. That's just his situation. Brothers, think about your workplace. Yeah, at some point, if you don't give dawah to them, they're going to give dawah to you. Whether you like it or not, it's going to happen to you. And they're already subtly giving dawah to you all the time. You walk down the street, you're dawah again. How hard is it to lower your gaze. It's the biggest struggle, subhanAllah. Yeah? No matter how pious and strong you are, blonde walks past, forgive me sisters, that's it, you're gone. You know, may Allah forgive us. It happens. So that's now she's giving dawah to you. You're going to let her get away with that, you know? No, I'm not saying, wait, come here and give dawah to you. But do you understand my point, brothers? If you don't give dawah in your workplace, in your universities, or think of a situation where you can create dawah situation, you're going to get dawah. It's not enough just to be a practicing Muslim. It's not enough to seek knowledge. I'm okay, I'm seeking knowledge, I'm reading books. No, you've got to do more than that. This is a very severe, we live in the age of fitna. We live in a very severe age of fitna. There's munkar, it's a crazy world out there. Yeah, and the people who are giving their dawah, the dawah of non-Islam, they're working hard. They're working 24/7. What are we doing to counter that? So you can't just be a practicing Muslim.
I think one of the questions is having confidence. You talked about these different situations, so that the people have that confidence to start up that conversation. And especially in light of with Islamophobia, people are more reluctant and it becomes more difficult.
Okay.
But you're right, like you said, they are giving their dawah and it's diametrically opposed to Islam. And that's how this society is going down now. If you look at what's happening now with sex education in schools and things like that seem to be spreading.
Yes. Bro, just on Islamophobia, because the brother mentioned it as well earlier, my take on it, this is my take in it. I think, mashallah, our elders, our parents, they did an amazing job building masajid. Mosques, madrasas, amazing job. May Allah, reward them for that. But what they did also at the same time, they kind of closed them off from society. It's like the way I look at it, all these buildings up and down the country in the cities, all these buildings, mosques, for a non-Muslim it's a building, building. They're inside, they're praying, they're growing their iman, knowledge, everything, But the outside, non-Muslims, they ain't got a clue what we're doing inside these buildings. Since the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They know what we're doing, right? And in fact, now, mashallah, we're opening up. I know this place opens up to non-Muslims and other masajid are opening up. But most are still closed, like, no, this is out. So the non-Muslims, they invited us to come over and work back in the 50s, 60s, whatever. We came to their country, we built buildings in their cities, and they say, no, that's it, you can't come in, no entry, Muslims only. So why do you think the non-Muslims are going to have these misconceptions? What are they doing in there? Are they having a plot? Are they, thinking of the next plan of how to... That's what they're thinking. So what we've done, we've never... And I'm not even talking about dawah. We've not even explained to them about Islam. So the next time you're in a workplace, and you're in the toilets, washroom, and your foot's in the sink, and Mark comes in, I just saw Muhammad put his feet in the sink. What's he doing? But they see a feet in the sink. We're doing wudu, we're doing worship. They ain't got a clue because we're not opening our mouths. We're not even, forget about calling to Allah, calling to Tawheed. We're not even telling them about Islam, that this is me. And just another tip for brothers who are about to start a workplace or start work, just a tip inshallah. And do it with confidence inshallah, and rely on tawakkal Allah. At the interview stage, if different jobs have different processes. At the interview stage, let's say you've got the job, alhamdulillah, and it's just preliminaries. Tell your employer that you're a Muslim, and there are certain times of the day where you have to go and pray, and you have to do wudu, and you have to do this. They'll respect that. A lot of us that try and hide that. Let me establish myself first, and then I'll put my foot in the sink and hope for the best. Brothers, you know how many times this causes problems? Tell them at the beginning that just, in the winter, the salahs come one after another. It's around this much, 2 minutes, 1 minute, whatever. Obviously, don't rush your prayer, but 1-2 minutes. And in the summer, just probably dhuhr, and then I can pray asr at home, whatever. Tell them, they'll respect that. Don't be scared. Yes, bro.
In school, sometimes students, like Muslim students, they ask for different timings for Salat al-Dhuhr.
Okay.
But the thing is, they never make a prayer room, or they don't make a specific time. Okay. And we never know about it. So what should we do with that?
So you're saying there's different opinions on the prayer time, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, subhanAllah, that's a tricky one. Let me come back to you on that one, inshallah, yeah? I'll think about that.
Regarding to that, I've experienced it myself when I started one about 80 years ago. After the interview and everything, they will always ask you, have you got anything to say?
Yeah.
So I told them I want to be off every Friday. And
just for 1 hour, they're not a whole day.
No. I told them I want to be off every Friday.
Oh, you want to be actually off?
Yes.
Wow, subhanAllah.
So they
You're
respect
brave.
the 80 years back.
Okay.
Until now, when they do rota, they don't put me on a rota on every Friday.
Alhamdulillah. Bro, there's this English adage, if you don't get what you don't ask for.
Yes.
You've asked for it,
Yeah,
alhamdulillah,
yeah.
well, you know, you respected that, you got it, alhamdulillah. So I rate that, mashallah.
Yeah.
I think Ramadan is a good time to talk about as well. You know, when you're not having a coffee in the morning, they usually do.
Yeah.
Explain to them why you're not having that.
Oh, it's the best initiator.
Yeah.
Best. Why are you starving yourself? You know, it's the best one. Okay, so the first point. So if you don't give dawah, you're going to get dawah bonds. It's not enough to just be a practicing Muslim. You need to do more. Knowledge calls for action. You can't just have the knowledge. You know, like I said, they have all sorts of lectures here. Mashayikh come, mashallah. Amazing ulama come, and they give amazing durus and lectures. But it's not enough to just that I felt good. That may give me an imam boost. It helped me pray my salah that night, and that's it. I'm happy. No, you need to now work on that. You need to take that and build upon that, inshallah. Yeah. Most reward action. Okay. So does anyone know what I mean by this? What am I alluding here? Even experienced dua, inshallah. How is giving dawah the most rewardable action in Islam? How
This is
can
something that you're doing yourself for the sake of Allah. Whereas other things you're doing for the sake of yourself. For example, if you're praying for yourself.
Yes.
When you're fasting for yourself. When you're doing hajj for yourself.
Good, alhamdulillah. Not quite the answer, but it's a good comment there, mashallah. Yes, bro. What's your name, bro? Muhammad. But you know, mashallah, I like the way that you putting your hand up and you go asking questions. Have you been on the table? Dawah table?
No.
You got one, bro? One so far, alhamdulillah. Okay.
So it's like one of the most rewardable actions because it's like you're getting someone to come in religion to go with Allah, like worship Allah.
Yes, alhamdulillah. Excellent.
Alhamdulillah.
Nicely. Not quite I'm looking for, but again, very nice, you know. Anyone want to have a crack?
If you call someone, just one, to Islam, is better for you than what is in earth, in life and earth.
Yes,
You know,
alhamdulillah.
so
Excellent. What's your name, Akhi?
Adnan.
Adnan.
It's
You are
best-
asked before, yeah. So I'm going to keep doing that.
Best reward. It's best that you can
Yes,
get.
alhamdulillah. So let me put it to you this way, yeah. Brother Adnan's quite on it, yeah. Let's say you go in the store, yeah, and let's say, mashallah, you've had a very creative, wisdom-filled, compassionate conversation about Tawheed, about Allah to someone, a young guy, and you put seed in his mind, and let's say Allah opens his heart and he becomes Muslim, yeah. Now this guy, he's become Muslim because of you, right? Now all the actions he does, his salah, his fasting, his sadaqah, his umrah, his whatever, you get a share in the reward. That's share in the reward, right? Lots of reward, inshallah. It doesn't stop there. Let's say this guy, his name is John, yeah? And he doesn't change his name. Why should he, yeah? So his name is John, right? John then gives dawah to his sister, Sarah. And Allah opens her heart to Islam. She becomes Muslim. Now she then marries a brother who's a scholar, yeah? And they have righteous children. So her actions, her salah, her hajj, her umrah, she opens a charity, her kids become all scholars, they teach thousands. All the reward they get in, guess who else gets it? John and you. And then they move to another country, they establish an institution, education system, they teach thousands of people Quran, they teach thousands of people Hadith, science of Islam. All the reward they're getting, you're getting the reward as well because you stood in Nottingham Centre on the dawah table, just gave dawah to John. It's never ending, subhanAllah. Think of the rewards, inshallah. And you know, another way of looking at this, and this is the way I look at it. None of us, we're all weak. Yeah? We're all weak. And, we're trying to make ourselves stronger. We all commit minor sins all the time. May Allah, save us from that. We're always working on it. We don't know on the day of judgment how many of these minor sins are going to be wiped out or how it's going to build. Yeah? Wouldn't you like to have the surprise that on the day of judgment, you're sweating, you're worried, as we know from the narrations, and then all of a sudden you're told you've got all these mounting valleys of good deeds. I think, look at all these umrahs and look at all these, the hajj, and look at all these Quran institutions, look at all this millions and billions of pounds of sadaqah. You think, hang on, I only work part-time Baby Smiths on a weekend, every weekend. I was never a billionaire. Where did that come from? It's that person you gave dawah to, and all their goodies, and they gave dawah to, and they gave dawah to. You understand? What a nice surprise. SubhanAllah. Yeah? So this is what we want, inshallah. You understand the point? But this is why it's the most reward action, inshallah. It's like a lottery of reward. Multiplicity of reward, mashallah. Yeah? Let that motivate for you alone. We should be hungry for good deeds. And dawah is a very beautiful way of getting these good deeds, inshallah. Yeah? Okay. Another way of looking at it. Picture your streets, picture your own roads in Nottingham, whichever streets you live in. And I'm sure most of you live with non-Muslims, yeah? Now, picture someone that on a normal day, on a Monday, whatever, tomorrow, you come out your house, you walk around the street, and you've seen this person, and you say, hello, yeah, you're right, love, whatever, yeah? Morning, darling. Did they say darling in the north? You say duck, I'm from Sheffield. Hey up, duck, yeah? Did they say duck? Okay. Hello, pleasantries, yeah? But then you see this person, I don't know what happened, this person's on fire. They must have had an accident, a kitchen, something, and they're on fire. Now, are you going to just say, that's not my problem, I'm going to just walk on and ignore it and not have it happen? Wouldn't you want to save this person, this non-Muslim? Wouldn't you want to do something? Call the fire brigade, throw some water, panic, knock on doors. Would you do that or not? Who would just, to be honest, would one of you walk away? Would anyone walk away? You'd want to do something, right? They're burning in front of you. A human being is burned, right? If you can't tolerate that in this earth, which is a very limited fire, then brothers, what about the Jahannam? What about fire of Jahannam? If we're not going to engage dawah and try and save souls by the permission of Allah, then Jahannam, as Allah says, if they stay on this course, not me, I'm not the judge here, Allah is the judge. He's judged that if you stay on this course of non-Islam and you die upon non-Islam, you're in great trouble. And that fire is more real than this world. That's the real fire. That's the real fire we should be fearing, right? Yeah? So if we can't tolerate a human being in Nottingham, in Derby, in Crawley, wherever, that they're going to potentially be on fire because I've not given the message to them and opened their hearts, not given them a chance, and then what about the day of judgment and Jahannam? Yeah? And that's not my point. So let that motivate you, push you to give dawah as much as you can. Remember, brothers, we're not here to convert people. Let me repeat that. We're not here to convert people. That's in the hands of Allah. We're here to give the message effectively. Convey the message effectively. That's all we're doing. But at least give them a chance. At least say something. Don't just keep your mouth shut and just leave it, hello, doc, and hello, and how are you, and how was your day? Let's move on beyond that a bit. Yeah? Because otherwise, just have that empathy. The Prophet ﷺ, he had a lot of empathy for people. Yeah? Do you understand that point, brothers? Yeah, sorry.
You just reminded me of something I think it's important to share. Sometimes, I don't know if it's the shaitan trying to deceive you or something, but some people, they have this goal in their mind to think, I need to give dawah, but the point is, if that person doesn't accept Islam, then I fail.
Yeah.
But that's not, but I think, even when I was a bit younger, that's in your mind, but your responsibility isn't for them to become Muslim. Allah isn't going to ask you, why didn't that person convert?
Yes. Bro, your failure is not giving dawah.
Our responsibility,
yeah.
Because our Rasul said everyone is responsible, yeah?
Yes, yeah.
Our
shepherd.
responsibility to our fellow human beings, even though they're not Muslim, is to convey the message.
Invite, convey the message.
But don't think that, they have to accept that. That's not your
No,
responsibility.
absolutely,
That's from Allah.
Yeah. No, 100%. Look,
I think that's a big misconception. Another reason why people don't give dawah, I think it's not going to work. It's not going to become Muslim. What's the point? That's just you and shaitan and your own limited, desires and mind speaking. But the real failure is you not engaging dawah. That's the failure. Not don't come to Islam or not. That's not your remit. That's in the hands of Allah. That is from the hands of Allah. Absolutely. Who are we to change hearts? We can't. We're not doctors. Here's a heart. I'm going to adjust it and guide us. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not an algorithm. Yeah, we're here to convey the message effectively. And if we forget, if you ever think like that, if shaitan does, just study the life of Nuh al-Islam. Prophet Nuh al-Islam. All those years, 950 years, and only a handful of people came to Islam. All those years. I mean, look at the sabr of this Prophet, subhanAllah. Yeah? So he rejected or whatever. So, like I said, bro, that's a massive misconception, subhanAllah. And it's kind of similar to what the brother Adnan, he said as well, that I fear that they won't listen, that kind of thing. Yeah, our job is to be as best as we can, inshallah. Yeah? And last point, and again there's many other points motivation, is incentive for knowledge. What happens is, when you're in a conversation, online, offline, whatever, sometimes somebody asks you a question and you don't know. So if someone says to you, brother, go and learn Quran Hadith, go and learn Tafsir, go and learn the science of Hadith, yeah? We want to, but we're lazy. Yeah, we got work, we got families and that. We're very lazy. The good thing about dawah, it pushes you to go and seek knowledge. Because, it's kind of bruises your ego a bit. Oh, damn, if I knew the answer for that. But I don't know. So for example,
if you're on the stall and somebody asks you a question about tafsir or whatever, although we should stick to what we know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes they have a complex question, maybe an Orientalist, maybe someone study Islam. When they ask you a question and you don't know the answer, you should say, I don't know. But now you're inside, oh man, why don't I know? Well, that brother was telling me tafsir classes. That night you're going to go and study tafsir. Because now you've been asked that question. That's the beauty of Dawah, subhanAllah. That it pushes you, it gives you incentive to seek knowledge. And like I said, brothers and sisters, there's many other rewards, there's many other motivational Dawah. This is just some of them, inshallah. So I hope just from these points, are you all motivated to be involved in Dawah, inshallah? Involved, yeah? Involved could be half an hour, 1 hour, whatever, inshallah, yeah? Okay, alhamdulillah. Right. Any questions before we carry on? Yes, bro.
Sorry, I came late.
That's okay, you're forgiven.
Just I want to ask a question about everyone can have make a Dawah for people, even some people don't have,
Yeah, as long as you're Muslim, alhamdulillah.
But the thing is, as you say, maybe non-Muslim people, they're going to ask you lots of questions. So I'm going to answer about all the questions, even the right answer. If I don't have enough knowledge about Dawah.
Okay, good, alhamdulillah. What's your name, Akhi?
Abdul Hafiz.
Abdul Hafiz, mashallah. You sound like, mashallah, you know your knowledge, ilm, mashallah, yeah? Let me ask you a question, brother. Have you ever been to the stall they have in the city centre? They have a Dawah store, a Dawah table in the city centre. Have you ever been there? Oh, you probably don't even know.
Every Saturday we have Dawah table.
I just visit them.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. You're from Nottingham?
Yeah. I'm from Nottingham.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So if you were to come to the table this Saturday, they have it Saturdays around the afternoons, yeah? If you were to go there, and we encourage you to go there, would you be reluctant to go there? Okay,
yeah.
Right.
This
because you're going to say, I need to seek knowledge, yeah. So the question logically is, Abdul Hafiz, when are you going to seek that knowledge? Like, okay, you say, okay, brother, give me 1 month. Do you know? Can I tell you something? I was in sign. We're so weak. That one month is a myth. It ain't going to happen. I always say to brothers, and I'm not having this is not having a go at you, brother. This is a general thing I've seen. When someone says to me, brother, I want to give Dawah, I really want to do it, but I don't have knowledge yet. I said to him, okay, give me the year, time and date next year. June 2020, around 7:90 p.m, I've got knowledge now, let's go. Does it work like that? It doesn't work like that, bros. Knowledge is until death. We can never. Imam Shafi, what do you say? The greatest, has everyone heard of Imam Shafi? Youngsters? Imam Shafi, one of the giants of our ummah. Yeah, one of the scholars of our ummah, yeah. His knowledge was vast. But what did he say? My knowledge is like a drop in the ocean. He said that. And what are we? Yeah? So my point is, brothers, it's never going to be enough. Never enough. The best thing to do, seek knowledge, give Dawah, and work in your mind at the same time.
And if you don't know the answer, you just simply say, I haven't got the answer for you right now.
Yeah. No, very good point. Jazakallah khair. When someone, let's say you're on the table, Akhi, and let's say, okay, khalas, yalla, let's go. Yeah, you do the Dawah. And like the point I made earlier, that somebody asks you a complex question about Allah, about qadr, about this, that, the other, whatever. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Saying I don't know is very profound. Who says this is a debate? This is not a debate. The stall is not a debate. It's just there to convey the message. And the non-Muslim, if you say to them, I don't know, that person might say, walking away, they might be thinking, or they might even be like, so actually this happened to me, brother, this happened to me. To give you this happened in Leicester Square a few years ago. I can't remember what the question was. It's to do with a scientific question about physics, yeah? We used to always do the same argument, Quranic argument, God's existence. And we just knew, which is just parrot, whatever. This guy, non-Muslim, had a question about the universe, that there can be, it did exist, or whatever. He had an argument. And he was with his friend, and so what do you think of that, mate? He said to me, I said, I don't know. And he goes, he gave me that, they gave me that expression to make you feel real bad. I mean, he doesn't know me, I don't feel bad, alhamdulillah, yeah? But he did that, and then when he was walking away with a non-Muslim friend, he said, that guy is giving Dawah and he don't know the answer to this question. What kind of da'i is he? Yeah? And I'm listening. But you know what? His friend said, but you know what? He actually said, I don't know. And that's sincerity. So my point is, if they're sincere, they'll respect the fact that you say, I don't know. Because that could be a way of opening their fitrah. Remember, it's not always rational arguments. It's not always logical arguments that's going to open and cover their fitrah. The fitrah can be uncovered by many means. Just your manners of saying, I don't know, could be a means for them saying, he was humble enough, this Abdul Hafiz guy, this cool guy with the Puma top, he was humble enough to say, I don't know. And that's the first time I met a Muslim who says, I don't know, because every Muslim seems to know what they're saying. We like to all like big and bad, I know everything, yeah? Stuff like, yeah? These Muslims, they know everything. But this guy says, I don't know. I really respect that. I want to meet this guy again. Or I want to chat to a Muslim. So that's, you understand what I'm saying, Akhi, yeah? So there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know. You stick to what you know. You give it your best. You do the dawah stall. And the dawah stall will act as your, like I said, incentive to seek knowledge, inshallah. Seek knowledge, give dawah. See, and the other thing, another point, last point on this, just in case other brothers are thinking this, yeah? Is what happens is when we seek knowledge so much, unless it's shared with your tongue, unless you're spreading it, you're going to lose it. It's going to go. Retention. We're not geniuses, especially in this day and age. I mean, some of you are, mashallah, tabarakallah, yeah? Alhamdulillah. I'm not. But seriously, you listen to one lecture and after 5 minutes, you just probably remember 5% of it. But if you give dawah, now you're going to retain that knowledge, inshallah. Yeah? And knowledge is there to be shared, inshallah. Yeah? What do you think, brother? Are you up for it?
Yeah.
Inshallah, alhamdulillah. Okay, so this nicely comes down to super confidence. So there's various ways. People's reaction. Okay, so what happens is when you're engaging in dawah, let's say, I don't know, your workplace, or in fact, let me pick on someone else, actually. You're at college, yeah? Sixth form, okay. So let's say, bro, if I said to you, bro, what's your name? Al-Hadh. Harith. Okay, mashallah. Harith, mashallah. Harith, let's say I said to you tomorrow, or this week, I'll give you a challenge, bro, yeah? Is you must have some non-Muslim friends. You can say, don't worry, they won't hurt you. There's nothing wrong with having non-Muslim friends. Non-Muslim friends, astaghfirullah, brothers. Yeah? There's nothing wrong with that, yeah? As long as you don't follow their way of life, yeah? So let's say there's a guy who you're cool with, because you support the same team, Arsenal, obviously. Am I the only gooner here, bro? Really? Mashallah, there you go. Okay, alhamdulillah. Get the conversation over there. So let's say you football, love, whatever, and I said to him, bro, spark a conversation with him. Ask him, what do you think the purpose of life is? Yeah? Let's say if you did that, you mustered enough courage and you did it. What would his reaction be?
Try to avoid it.
Will he look at you funny?
I mean, they're religious. They'll, like, obviously I've got some Christian friends.
Okay.
That do believe, obviously they have some sort of image of life.
Right.
But they still try to avoid
okay.
having to do with it.
They avoid it, yeah? And when you do start a conversation, they'll be very uncomfortable. Yeah? Very uncomfortable. So my point is, at the one hand you've got that uncomfort, on the other you have the reward from Allah, because we know all the Quranic hadiths and ayah about reward of Allah, and you have the fear of Allah, and you have the existence of Allah, and you have the relationship with Allah. On the one hand, you go, Allah. My point is, what we do? We are literally fearing a little bit lumps of matter moving here and there. What do I mean by that? So this is what happened to me many years ago. I tried to give dawah to someone in Pakistan who I knew was a liberal person. Yeah, I said I did this as an experiment. This is at Islamic University, International Islamic University, Islamabad. And believe it or not, there are liberal secularists, there's Satanists, there's pagan worshippers. Everything's happening there. It's crazy, akhi, yeah? Subhanallah. So I do a lot of research in this university. I thought, where are the people who are away from Islam? Where do they hang out? And they used to hang out in this particular place. And somebody told me this particular person is a bit of fitna. He's spreading fitna. He's calling to atheism, confusing brothers, whatever. So me, I like to rock the boat. Yeah, that's just me. Yeah. So I said, bro, I'm going to just test him out. I went up to him this is not how you give dawah, by the way. Yeah, this is giving an example. I want to show confidence. So this is not how you do dawah. This is to show confidence. Yeah, just as a default. I went up to him. I said, is your name? I think his name was Ramiz or something, but he called himself Roger. So hello, Roger. Obviously, he was surprised at his accent. Yeah, and I said to him, he goes, hello. I said, I want to give you dawah. Just blatantly. He goes, what? And that face he made, and that's what I wanted. And brother, he captured this picture. I don't know if I've still got it. He captured it. He's like, all sorts going on. Like, what? So what's happening? His flesh that Allah's made It's going up and down, his eyebrows going here, it's going over there, that's something. Now he thinks, by him doing that facial expression, I want to go, oh, no, I'll give dawah. Brothers, sisters, that's what we're fearing. We're fearing literal, what we're fearing, like I said, the eyebrow. I want to talk to you about the purpose of life. What? You know, some people, what? So what we're doing, brothers and sisters, we're literally fearing an eyebrow going up and down. Should we fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, or just a couple of eyebrows movement, or just a lump of matter of a human being? Human being is limited, brothers and sisters. Look at look at the power of Allah. We can't look stuff, but just think about the power of Allah. Yeah, as we say in the Dawah Training Program, atoms. If you were to split one atom, if you just split one atom, what happens? There's a huge force is unleashed, right? That's just one atom. It shows the power of Allah. This is our aqeedah, this is our belief. This is Allah. Yeah, and in fact, this is what I would say to you. Watch some YouTube videos like Lord of the Throne. Fantastic video, and other videos, just to give you that, this is Allah, this is my Rabb, this is my Creator. So you got you got the Creator on one side, and His power, and all you're fearing, instead of His power and His punishment and wanting His reward, you're fearing an eyebrow going up and down. You're fearing a squint. Yeah, this human being with a limited time on earth, you're fearing that. You're fearing that reaction. Yeah, or when you give, for example, let's say you start a conversation, you've used your hikmah, wisdom, at college, at work, at the streets, you started something, you initiated something, and like me, again, what I try and, because I'm always trying different things, especially in Leicester Square, I always try and pick up, these teenage guys who walk in groups, Saturday, they're from the same college, they've come to have a good time, and now this Muslim's going to spoil their time, yeah? So they're coming for the dunya, shopping, M&S, and here I'm trying to spoil their day, yeah? That's what I'm like, right? So, I always pick on like a bunch of guys. Who remembers Only Fools Horses? Del Trotter. Yeah. do you know every place he goes to, everyone's a John for him. All right, John. Do you remember that? So if he's going to the shops, all right, John told me I was Chris, whatever. So I did that. So I tried to copy that. I said, all right, Johns. And then, yeah, I know. Do you know what I mean? So alhamdulillah, got my back here, mashallah. If everybody went silent, that would be embarrassing. So I went up to them and I said, "Hey, Johns." They went, "What?" "Oh, none of your name is John." "Okay, I forgot. What was your name again?" So they said, "Yeah." So they said they're not interested. Yeah, they're not interested. Am I gonna say, you know what? Forget these leaflets. Forget the dawah table. Forget all this dawah. I'm gonna go home. Just because they said I'm not interested, brothers. On the one hand, you have the power of Allah. You have all the reward He's going to give you, yeah, and death is real, and adhab al-qabr is real, and hellfire, Jahannam is real, yeah, and we need to save ourselves from that, and we need to get as many deeds as possible. So we got all this on one side, and you're just being afraid of a word called not interested. That's it, not interested. Subhanallah.
Can I ask you something, brother? What would you do then if somebody said I'm not interested? So what is your approach?
See, my approach usually, and this is my approach, is I don't start the conversation from Islam. And this is a point for street dawah, inshallah, is I try and approach every single person as if I'm having a normal conversation. It's like, for me, it's like almost like an outdoor party, yeah? When you're at a wedding, because we're Muslims here, we don't go to parties, yeah? Alhamdulillah. Kids, no parties, yeah? When you're at a wedding, that wedding, that particular wedding where, all your favorite food's there, all the favorite brothers are there, none of those deviants are there, stuff like it's halal, but it's good banter. It's halal nasheeds, yeah. So everything's perfect. And, you have that feel good factor, and then you want to go out and chat to people. How you doing, bro? What you up to? This kind of thing. That's the way I look in the streets. I'm not going to go there. I want to give you dawah, bro. Zishan from Smart Jannah. I want to give you dawah. I want to give you dawah. No, we don't go. We're not like that. Yeah, we chat to people normally. We're just having a casual conversation. It's a lovely day. Let's have a little chat. If you got a table of some cupcakes or juices, sometimes if you do that when the budget is good, yeah, then just offer that. Say, I want to give you a cake. They love that. People love freebies, yeah. So that's the way I do it. So I come from an angle of connecting with a human being. I want to get to know you. I want to be your friend. I want to be your Facebook friend. Yeah, that's the way I look at it, inshallah. So, but that comes with experience. But my point is, what we're fearing is a few words of saying, I'm not interested. Go away. Yeah, I've had that. I've had that many years ago in my own town. Go away. I said, and obviously that's me. I said, well, where do you want me to go to? it's a bit like, it's a bit like, go back to where you come from. The racist thing. I said, what, around that corner? Why would I want to do that? But the point is, I'm not going to fear their words. These words, these reactions, they're just there to stop you from getting reward. Are you going to let some mere letters, mere words coming out for a limited human being mind and coming out of the tongue stop you from dawah? No, you're going to go forth. You could try different ways, inshallah. If they're not going to listen, go to the next person. If they're not going to listen, go to the next person. There's plenty of fish out there, or plenty of human beings out there. Yeah, we're fishing, yeah? Fishing, like a store, fishing. I'm giving the store scenario because it's a beautiful, I love street dawah, and Brother Haroon and Brother Faisal, we love the street dawah, alhamdulillah, because you get to chat to all sorts of people. But it's not the only means. Someone had to tell me that. It's not the only way. I love it. But there are many other places, like one-to-one dawah in your neighborhoods, organizing events, all kind of things. But did you want to say something? Oh, sorry.
I think
oh yeah, you did, sorry. Sorry,
Yeah.
I went on.
I was about to ask, can you give da'wah like to anyone? Or does it have to be specific to non-Muslims?
Who wouldn't you want to give da'wah to? Who are you thinking?
Like maybe, for example, Shia Muslims, like we can guide them to the Sunni path.
Okay, when it comes to, for example, different sects, my style is different. See, you can either, with that, what's going to happen is, it's going to be, his evidence versus your evidence, and it's going to become like a non-stop, and, you're going to get debates. The best, and this is just my opinion, I'm sure maybe you got a different setup here, alhamdulillah, I respect, but we've got a lot of non-practicing youth out there who are away from Allah, who are not practicing Islam. Work on them. Stick to them, inshallah. And there's a lot of non-Muslims. How many non-Muslims out there in Nottingham? Yeah? Shia probably 10, 15, 20, 30, whatever, but there's more non-Muslims. So it's more, for example, conducive, more productive, more good for you. Because the thing with the Shia, yeah, they know how to wind you up, bro. They flipping wind up emotions. Yeah? The rough.
They know how to get your nerves.
Yeah, they're good. They've been taught this. The Zakir, they've been taught this, yeah? Exactly. And so you're just thinking, Bukhari, but Jafar, but Bukhari, it isn't going nowhere, yeah? So what I would say, and this has worked for me, alhamdulillah, and it may work for you, you dedicate yourself to the da'wah, to the Muslim youth, the non-practicing Muslim youth, and to the non-Muslims. There's plenty out there, yeah? You focus on that. You be creative. Put it on social media. What happens is, if there are Shia people that, who are on your friends list, they see your dedication to dawah. They see your dedication to stick to the principles of Ahl Sunnah. Because that's what we are. Our Ahl Sunnah, alhamdulillah, the one thing we are good at is stick to the principles. In this day and age, stick to the principles is a big thing, integrity. They see that, they'll contact you. They say, can I ask you a question? I always wanted to ask you a question. That's it, alhamdulillah. Because now you won their heart. Now you won, they're impressed by you. So this is my style. When I impressed, alhamdulillah, in my social media, I've got everyone on my social media, alhamdulillah. On my Facebook, I've got all sorts. Non-Muslims, Muslims, this, that, the other, all sorts going on, yeah? But because we're in the world of dawah, everyone needs to give dawah. They contact me because they see the dedication of our work. This is the reason why we put stuff on social media, by the way. The brother goes, oh, you guys give dawah, but you always put on social media, Nottingham Islam, like that thing that's everywhere. The whole point is because people, where should they go to? They're going to see that on social media. It's not because, look at me, I'm amazing. No, because now they know where to go to. They've got this information point, mashallah. They've got Islam hands there. That's why we put on social media. Not for that, inshallah. That's our intention. So the more stuff you put on there, the stores, the lectures, the exhibition, the youth nights, keep it going. And inshallah, whether it's a Rafida, whether it's Shia, whether it's a Qadiani, whether any sect, they'll come to you. They'll say, these guys, there's something there, man. They're hard working, mashallah. And once they'll come to you, and then you can start the conversation. But if you initiate a conversation about who's right and wrong, you're going to get nowhere. Yeah?
I've got a question where, in terms of if you're actually talking about Islam, and as soon as you say the word Islam, they'll say, oh, terrorism, or stabbings, or all these things you bring up. So somehow, that conversation turns about, that scenario. So should we actually continue that conversation, or should we I
want to come to initiation in a minute, which is going to cover that, inshallah, yeah? Okay. So brothers and sisters, if you think about everyday situation, whether it's at your workplace, street dawah, whether it's your college, university, school, wherever, yeah? Have the intention in the morning. Maybe just motivate yourself that this is the reason why I want to give dawah. I want the reward from Allah. I want the pleasure. I want to seek the pleasure of Allah. I want to seek the face of Allah. That's what we're trying to do. But don't worry about people's reactions. And the last thing, think about it. What is the worst that can happen? Yeah. Now in the dawah, there's I think in my experience, and Brother Harun can maybe agree with me, is I probably know one brother that got spat on while giving dawah, and that's that famous Stratford story, yeah. Yes. In fact, I'll narrate the story. It's a beautiful story in a minute. But other than that, nobody will do that. Yeah. What if I do this? What will happen is, if you think about this, what's the worst that can happen? That's going to give you confidence. So you're on the street. Let's say you give let's say I work. Let me choose someone else. Brother, you work or study? Working. Where do you work? Amazon. Okay, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. So you'll give that dawah online probably. You don't work with people, or you actually do work?
No, I work in the warehouse.
Oh, warehouse. Okay, there's people around. Okay, I was thinking online orders. Okay. So if you were to start a conversation with wisdom, slowly, very subtle, what's the worst that can happen?
Not listening. I'm telling the boss. Nothing can. It's not that something can physically happen.
Yeah. Would someone slap you? How dare you give that?
Warning.
Yeah, it's not that. Sometimes
you might be going to the office.
Yeah.
You might report you in my.
What? Talk about the universe. Yeah. Sorry, mate.
The thing is, sometimes it's actually happened before. Where one time I went to play South and Maghrib when I came back, there was a girl packing next to me, so we packed the item, and she just said, "Oh, you've gone a little while." The management and everyone know that I go away for Salah or whatever. So I just told her I want to pray, and then the conversation started from there. And like, "Oh, you're Muslim, you know much about Islam," and etc. etc. And she had just left uni, right? So like you said, in certain unis, there's certain societies, whatever, there's all sorts going on.
Yeah.
And a lot of non-Muslims already have this little misperception of Islam. So she started asking me things like, "About what's the Muslim position on homosexuality?"
Right. Yes.
If it was outside of work, it's a different scenario. But when you're in work and you've got other people around you, they might not be involved in the conversation, but they're over here and they're listening, right? And there's certain issues where sometimes you need a lot more time to explain it.
Yeah.
But you've got to keep in mind you're still at work. You can't stop now working, yeah? So, especially in the workplace, those kind of things. Like, for example...
No, but in that situation, you answer the question and watch.
Oh yeah, I was unapologetic.
And then what happened?
They get deeper and deeper to the questions.
Yeah. No, but did you get sacked?
No, I didn't get sacked. No.
Did she slap you?
No.
Did she punch you? Did she say, "I hate you, don't call me ever again"? You shouldn't be calling her anyway, but yeah. But my point is, what happened? The point of this is we create a drama in our own head. We go to the worst case scenario. Oh no, if I do this, then this will happen, and this will happen, then the end of the world, and then my wife will leave me, and I'll be homeless. What? Our brother said that. So what? It's all a drama, shaitan, and your own drama. You are your own. You make your own shaitan. Yeah. That's what, if you think about it, most situations, there could be situations where it can be careful, like your workplace. Yeah, but I'm telling you, 95% of the situation in your life, if you look at it, if you apply yourself, if I maybe try dawah there, subtle dawah there, start a conversation there, you know what? Actually, it's minor. Yeah.
Just on that note, between Salahuddin, yourself, Harun, myself, and some of the other days, we've been giving dawah for maybe 50, 60 years combined,
yeah.
And not once has anybody ever laid a finger on us. Not once has, right? Like maybe you've been threatened with it on the odd occasion, but you've never had a finger being laid.
Yeah.
We've never had actual assault.
Yeah.
We've never had something that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. You're going to be traumatized.
Yeah, subhanAllah.
So,
and that's all over the UK. London, Crawley, Nottingham.
Yeah, exactly. Alhamdulillah. So
yeah, brilliant.
And also our stall is bang in the city centre. CCTV everywhere.
Yeah.
There's police everywhere. So it's not like we're like hidden away.
They're only there for us, bro.
Yeah. but that's a beautiful point. And let me add on that. Even if, God forbid, you get punched, alhamdulillah, look what the Sahaba went through in Makkah. That, subhanAllah, that's rewardable. You're calling to Allah. You're on the path of Allah. Yeah, we should. If it happens, inwardly, I'm hoping it happen. Because then I'll feel, privileged. But, we're companions of the prophetic mission. Yeah, but if it happens, that one punch Like you get punched in a wedding or school, but for the dawah you're not willing to get a punch. But it's not going to happen. First of all, it's not going to happen. But even if it does, just get up again, innit? And just start giving dawah again. You're not going to die, inshallah.
One other point to note that people, the one who's on the floor, doesn't get abused. People don't kick a man when he's down. You don't kick your legs up. So if you're getting some form of abuse, it means you're doing something right.
Yes.
Because people are only going to get aggravated by your success.
Yeah.
If you're not successful and there's nothing to what you're doing, then you should always think, okay, that I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Right? If people aren't getting aggravated by it, if people aren't noticing you, then you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're only going to get aggravated by you if you're successful in what you're doing.
Yes.
That's another.
Very beautiful point, bro. And like I said, brothers, look, huge hikmah. If I said to you, go choose the most racist town in Nottinghamshire on a Friday night outside a pub, especially after an England match, and give dawah there. Yeah, that's a bit silly now. You're asking for a punch. You're like, you might as well stand there and go on, mate. Yes. Use your hikmah. We're going in the city centre where there's families around, there's a big Muslim population. You got backup, alhamdulillah, yeah. I mean, there's no if that enters your mind, honestly, it's a minor, yeah. And it will never happen, inshallah. And like I said, what's the worst that can happen? It's in our mind. You won't get abused. You will not die. You will not be thrown out of your house. Inshallah, none of these things will happen. Yeah, it's all a drama in your head. Go forth with the dawah. Go forth with dawah. Think of the reward instead. Yeah, think of that reward we discussed. Keep that going. Keep that in your mindset, inshallah. Is that understood? Okay, inshallah. Any questions from sisters as well? Sorry, sisters. Any questions, inshallah, do ask, inshallah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yes, bro. Oh, you're not good at? I can hear you actually. No, sorry. Yeah, sure. Okay, so I'm trying to understand the question then.
So it's basically if somebody already has given that person da'wah, and then you're coming to give that person da'wah, but they've been given a misinformed about Islam by somebody else, and now you're giving that person da'wah. How do you undo what they've already...
So, I'll give an example.
Yeah.
The person has told, the person you're giving da'wah to, this Muslim has told them that all religions are equal, and that the knowledge of God is clean.
Okay.
How would you undo that?
Okay, alhamdulillah. I mean, okay, excellent. Jazakallah. So, sister, look, our da'wah, I mean, because this is more tips-based discussion today, confidence, motivation. Brother Harun and other brothers are more than capable of telling you what should be calling to. So the da'wah is calling to Allah. It's not calling to good manners. I mean, look, Islam has amazing manners. Yeah, we've got books, encyclopedias on this. Islam has hygiene. Islam has civilization. Alhamdulillah. But that's not da'wah technically. That's just the good aspect of Islam. The da'wah is to Allah. The da'wah is to Allah, his reality, existence, that He is one in His nature and He deserves all praise and worship. That is the da'wah to Tawheed, yeah? So what we need to do is tell them, well, this is what you should be, the discussion should be revolved around that. And then you build on that. So although this is not a session where we're going to discuss this, and maybe we can do training in the future, but we should be covering with this person at least the foundations of Islam, which is that, God's existence, like I just said, His oneness, and this whole beautiful conversation about Tawheed. Yeah, go up. Yeah, I wanted to avoid that word, but anyway. Yeah, oneness of Allah, that the Quran, the Quran is the final revelation of Allah, and that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the final messenger. Yeah, this is once you cover this, the next stage, obviously, what happens when they ask questions, if you go to the next stage, is where do we take our knowledge from? And it should be authentic knowledge. And then you can discuss, okay, how do we define authentic knowledge? And then you go to our, the hadith about, our generation and the generation after that. So you can go for all that, but that's step by step, inshallah. But cover the first basis first. This is God's existence, oneness of Allah. We should have a relationship with Allah. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala deserves worship. This topic about why Allah deserves worship is such a beautiful topic. It's such a profound topic. It's such an underrated topic. Just you discussing that, it's a very moving, beautiful topic, mashallah. Hopefully that person, if they're sincere, they'll appreciate you talking like that to them. And they say, this person seems sincere now. I want to chat to this person. Look, if your character is not good, And you have all the answers, if your character's not good, then it's not going to work. You have to have the best character. Best character, best other, and then talk about the foundations of Islam, the concept of Islam, inshallah. Yeah? Okay. Is that okay, sister? Yeah.
Depending on which department you're working also affects your approach to Dawa as well. Because
Yeah.
you're speaking to medics, doctors who are seeing life and death all the time. They've got all sorts of questions going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you're working back in office and they're going out every Friday night, that's like a sort of shadow sort of understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. Salaam alaikum. I want to cover different scenarios in a bit, but just to pick on that. First of all, what I want to do today, like I said at the beginning, is have that will and want to do da'wah in the first place. If you have that, where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you have a strong will that, I want the reward, like we discussed, of da'wah. I want the good deeds. I want to call to Allah. I want to represent Islam. If you have that in the back of your mind, right, then Allah will create ways for you. It happens to me, subhanAllah. Allah will create situations for you. Allah will inspire the words into you. This is not spiritual. This is not just weird kalam. This is actually happens to us. Because you're on the path of Allah. Of course, He's going to make it easy for you. So have that will of giving da'wah. Secondly, the more da'wah you do, you will make mistakes. You will make mistakes like, oh, maybe that's not the best way to start a conversation. Or maybe I should start like that. Each mistake is you getting to the right way. Those who don't make mistakes will never prosper. You're going to make mistakes. You have to make. I made mistakes. All of us make mistakes, but you're not going to learn until you make mistakes. Do not fear the mistakes. Mistakes is your friend. Mistakes is your friend. We've all done mistakes, but you're not gonna. How are you gonna learn? How are you gonna progress? So the more you engage in da'wah, you try this way, it didn't work. You tried this way, it didn't work. And the more you do it, the more experience you get. Then you know whichever situation and scenario you come in. Like the brother said, 50, 60 years experience. Alhamdulillah, now whichever situation you put me, almost any situation. I want to start a da'wah conversation. I want to rock the boat somewhere. We've got to rock the boat. There are times when, you've tried it and it's not going to work. But I'm going to try. You're going to try. That's the whole point of the session. You have to try somewhere. It's better to try and fail than fail to try. Yeah, you've got to live by that motto, yeah? So, but in that, I want to give some, inshallah, practical tips, whichever things that work for me and other brothers, inshallah, yeah? Any other questions? So, there's a word L missing there, sorry. Any questions from what we discussed so far?
Sorry, I was going to mention something earlier.
Yes, please.
You mentioned like mistakes and stuff. Obviously, with experience, the more you give da'wah, or with any walk of life, the more you try something, the better.
Yeah, like riding a bike, right?
Yeah, looking at these people skills, maybe you're going to talk about it anyway. But just something to share. I used to basically work in a bookshop around the corner from me 2 years ago. And a black brother came into the shop. I don't think he was Muslim. And subhanAllah, somehow, through his journey of research or whatever, he came to know about Bilal ibn Rabah, radiyallahu anhu. And we had one little small book about Bilal ibn Rabah in the book, the last copy. And I'd been there for a few years, so that copy was on the shelf for years collecting those.
Okay.
I used to wipe the stuff every now and again. And he came in and he asked for it, and I was like, subhanAllah, that book was waiting for him.
Subhanallah, Qadar Allah.
I was willing to even give it to him without charging him. And there were some other brothers in the shop, mashallah, very zealous brothers, with regards to da'wah and things like that. And I think they intimidate them. I think it's two extremes. One is like you don't give any da'wah at all, and one is you kind of maybe jump on someone and intimidate them. Yeah. And in the end scenario, what happened is they got around him, they started asking him questions, they started grabbing other books off the shelves, and they were willing to give them books to him for free. Or he was just curious.
He just very one bit full on.
He was just curious about Ibn Rabah. When I thought about it afterwards, basically, he left the shop. Yeah. He went and he didn't even take the book. He didn't even take the book about.
It happens.
So I think, and then I just thought, subhanAllah, these brothers, they scared him off.
No, that's true.
Happens. In the scenario where they just left it. Yeah. He took the book. He went and read it. Got more intrigued, like you said earlier, planting the seed.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes you're overzealous. So if you could maybe talk about.
No, it happens, and this is one of our, almost many issues. We again, that earlier word, wisdom. We forget the wisdom. These are brothers who it happens all the time, akhi. And you can only just, advise them afterwards that this is not the way, the Prophet ﷺ, he used wisdom, he used hikmah in these situations. There's a famous story in Medina where a Bedouin, he came to the Prophet's mosque and he urinated inside of the mosque. And the Sahaba, in their zealousness of defending the ghira, they wanted to jump him, right? But what did the Prophet ﷺ, he stopped him. And then he went up to the person, he explained, look, you shouldn't do this and that. And as far as the narration goes, he accepted Islam afterwards or something like that, yeah? Just because of hikmah and wisdom, he restrained himself. We have more ghira of Islam, but there's ghira and then there's wisdom. So we need more, in this day and age, we need more hikmah, wisdom. We definitely need that, especially in this day and age. What you will think doing, subtle, that's right, inshallah. And I can just say, make dua for these brothers, man, mashallah, and just advise them that, take it easy, man. Take it easy, inshallah. Okay, so in the Dawah conversations, brothers, wherever you are. Now, I asked a question earlier, what's your reluctance? Now, just while I'm talking, just think of people in your college, workplace, university, institute, wherever, neighbors, people that you have a bit of an interaction with, non-Muslims, just picture them in your head. Throughout the whole training, picture them, because at some point, if you have that will to give dawah, you will get into conversation with them. So just think, because I want to make it as practical as possible, not like a theory, academic theory, inshallah, yeah? So one thing we need to do is win their hearts, yeah? You can have all the knowledge in the world. You can have all the evidences. You could be, you have all the physicist knowledge and scientific knowledge and philosophy and everything. But if you can't have a connection with someone, then it's all useless. And a lot of time it happens. So what we need to do is don't always have to win the argument. Let's win the heart. Yeah. So earlier on, the brother said about if you say I don't know. So when we're discussing I don't know. So he may have won the argument. So he might ask a very deep question on the stall about tafsir, about science, whatever. And you said I don't know. So in a way you've lost the argument, right? And the person's walking away. But because you are humble and characteristic, I don't know. You won his heart. Because he's impressed by akhlaq, by adab. I don't know, but if you give me an email, politely, or you give me your number, I can get someone to answer that question for you. That's just one example. So we should be always focused on winning their heart. Yeah. The other way, what I do is in Nottingham city centre, what you can do, as far as I know, city, although it's a city, more or less it's the same people you see every week. Yeah, because you've been there so long. So this is more of a street, because I used to do street fundraising a lot. If I was to go to a town, I used to just kind of analyze the town. And I know that I'm going to be coming down. So we used to have a rota. So the next 3 months, I'm going to be coming back to this town for at least 4 times. Street fundraising, yeah? So what I used to do is, when I used to go to a town, and this is what you guys can do, is I'm going to smile to as many people as possible. Sisters with sisters, brothers with males. It's very important. I have to add that in there, yeah. But I'm with old ladies, I love you, right? But with don't think, oh, Brother Nadeem said smile, so the next young girl. No, don't do that, yeah. Be respectful, but don't be like so. Don't take the other extreme. I'm going to be nice to all the guys. Any young girl walks by, go away. No, I don't mean that. Yeah, just be polite. But the point is, you want to plant seeds that this person is not going to stop the stall. So let me back up to fundraising, inshallah, to explain it to you. When I used to do street fundraising, I know a lot of these people ain't going to stop and chat to me, but I'm going to be coming back here again and again and again, right? So I want them to know that I'm a warm, cool, nice person to chat to. So if they're not going to stop and chat to me, I'm saying, how you doing, man? Looking cool today. How you doing? You all right? Hey, that's it. Just plant the seed. So maybe in here you could just smile at each person, win their heart. So that later on, maybe 3 months later, 6 months later, this Muslim, this really nice Muslim, nice handsome brother with a white top with a weird looking logo, he's always smiling at me. He's always like, what is that? He or she depends, yeah, but he, she, who are here, yeah. Getting confused, yeah. He said, last 3 months you just stand, you always say hello. You never call me a table. You never give me a leaflet, but you just smile at me. Like, what's your deal, man? What's going on, bro? I don't know if that's a Nottingham accent, but anyway, it's not. Sorry, sorry. Bit of 4 lines there. So do you understand? Your point is that basically the point is you have to win their heart, brothers. Yeah, we're going to win their heart with your mannerisms. You should always be smiling at the table, always giving out stuff, always be respectful. If you are going to get heat debate happens, make sure it's on the side of the corner, nobody sees it. Yeah, you do get that sometimes. We get that question. So always focus on winning their hearts. Once you won their heart, now they're eager to listen. Now they will listen to you. Now they will listen to you. Now they'll chat to you. Yeah, don't worry what they think. They probably think, you're a terrorist. You're a wife beater, you look like a wife beater, you're this and that. What we're doing then, this is what's stopping us from Dawa, especially street Dawa. Yeah? Now I'm going street Dawa mode. What you're doing is you're thinking about what they're thinking of you. Why are you trying to go in their minds, brothers and sisters? Stay out their minds. Why are you guessing what they're thinking about, what thinking of you? That's what we live our life upon. This principle you can take it outside Dawa. This will help you confidence for the kids. Don't think what they're thinking of you. Rather, and like I said earlier, the way I approach the streets, Leicester Square, this is just me. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, alpha male in the Dawa story. Yeah, I go to Leicester Square, like a lot of football now. Eric Cantona, anybody? Eric Cantona, Man United used to come out. So that's his chest out, come out. Ooh. So this is me. I'm owning the streets now for the sake of Allah. Yeah, I go to Leicester Square. And I look at this busy place, and I say, you know what? They're all waiting for me to give dawah to them. That's the way I look at it. That's how you should look at it. They're waiting for you to give dawah. So to counter that, don't think, oh no. So if I approach this person, he's just going to barge me out of the way. Or that if I approach that couple, if I approach them, they're going to hate Islam even more. Yeah. Or what are you doing here? You're trying to second guess what they're thinking. No, they're not thinking that at all. It's all in your drama in your head, brothers and sisters. They're not thinking that. Rather, they're thinking, okay, this person, when is he going to approach me? I'm waiting. Hello, come and say hello.
Yeah, what I find is sometimes when someone approaches you and start talking to them, they have this negative perception when they start this conversation. So
how do you know they've got a negative perception? Sorry.
No, from the raise in the voice, they give an attitude. So what I find is...
So an act.
So what I find is as long as I stay calm,
of course.
Eventually they'll come down. But when you start raising your voice back,
100%,
then they'll go higher, and then you'll go higher.
Jazakallah, very good point.
Stay calm.
No. Look, the Prophet. Who are we gonna copy in the Dawah? Boris Johnson, or the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Yeah. And what was his sunnah? There's so many sunnahs we've forgotten. May Allah give us the ability to adopt us and practice, inshallah. But one of them is forbearance. The way he forbear things, the things that he went through, inshallah, we will never go through. The things that he and the Sahaba went through: rejection, humiliation, physical, torture, death. Look what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Rahmat al-Alam, he went to Ta'if. What happened to him? Blood was coming out of his toe. He got stoned at. Yeah, and he forbear. He took this with forbearance, with patience. Yeah, I think the word is hilm. Why have we forgotten this trait? Why are you getting reactive for? And you know what? That's one way. So we should be forbearing. Yeah, we have to be much more forbearing than we are. Yeah, we're here to win the hearts, not the argument. Secondly, if they, why are you taking it personally? You represent the Islam. Yeah, this is the religion of Allah. Yeah, why are you taking it personally? And that's where you should check your sincerity now. If you are getting angry, then not at all times. I can understand the ghira, but I'm thinking now you're getting angry because you're losing the argument. You're getting angry because you're getting wound up. So now it's all about you now, is it? It shouldn't be about you. You're just here representing. You're conveying. So like you said, you've got to be calm. The moment, brothers, look at this. The moment you're not calm, you've lost the game. If you see dawah as a game, they're coming over, stall. So again, use the table situation, yeah? You've got a table. It could be at the streets. It could be at a festival. It could be at other places, which I'm going to maybe discuss, inshallah. You've got the table. The people are going past you. They come. Somebody comes say, oh, hello, Mr. ISIS. Whatever. Yeah, I've had that, yeah? And when they say Mr. ISIS, I said, oh, the Cleopatra Egyptian Egyptology because they got the ISIS thing. I'll try and mix it up. Do you not get that? Okay. In Egyptology, they got a god called Isis. Okay, no. Maybe you use it. I throw it back to them. They get confused. Huh? What? I go, yeah, exactly. That's what I want to say to you. Why do you say Mr. ISIS? Look, the point is, it's a game. They're trying to wind you up. The way I look at it is, they're going to try. With Muslims, brothers and sisters, yeah, we are so easy to wind up. It's unbelievable. They know they can just swing and that's it. Like we're just going to dance like a monkey. We just start, creating that narrative. Honestly, the media, just one little video and that's it. Pakistanis in Lahore, they smash their lampposts. I mean, when they did that with the Innocent movie. So what's the point of smashing CDA, bichare? The poor Muslim, your Muslim cousin who probably works in CDA, which is the municipality, he's going to fix it the next day. You just smash the lampposts. What do you know about the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? What kind of sunnah? These are guys with mustache, they don't have a beard. Where's the sunnah there then? But anyway, that's another point. So they know how to wind us up. So look at this as a game. If it's a game, play the game. Don't let them wind you up. If they call you this, that, the other, Bin Laden, whatever, smile and say, oh, that's a good one. Can I call you Boris Johnson? Or are you Mickey Mouse? I do that. And most people, I don't know what's like Nottingham. Most people love it. They love the banter. They want to see if you got a sense of humor. That's what they're doing. So I've had Bin Laden, I've had Ayman Zawahiri, I've had everyone. Yeah? And I said, all right, Mickey. They go, what? Me? Yeah, Mickey Mouse. What? I said, why'd you call me Mickey Mouse? Why'd you call me Bin Laden? Well, what's your name, fella? And that's it. Class, gone. Yeah? So don't let them wind you up. It's all a game. Play the game, brothers. Bat the game out, yeah? That's all it is. Most of these people put on a front. Most of the people put on a front. They watch a bit of news, Fox News, wherever there's something happened here and there, all these false flags everywhere, anyway. So all this is happening, and they see this news and they say, oh, I'm going to go down Tencent, I want to do some shopping. And they see the stall, right, I'm going to give this Mr. Nottingham Islam something, It's all a game. Just play the game. The moment you say, well, let me tell you, kafir, that's it, go on. Go on.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Well, we were stuck this yesterday in Dawah Training Program. I think it was about the lady asking why only male witness or male guardian.
Oh, the question you were asking, okay.
Yeah. So, for the two sides, female, male, they see first time.
Okay, so we're going to cover that in one way, inshallah, which is like a one-stop solution for all these issues, which has worked for me beautifully. You see, this question and other questions related to this, which we call uncomfortable questions, or in other words, the way I look at it, fiqh, Islamic fiqh, or questions about Sharia and Islam. Now, mashallah, some of you may be ulama, scholars, alhamdulillah. Maybe some of you maybe students to knowledge, alhamdulillah. But most of us are not, yeah? And inshallah, we're going to keep on striving to seek knowledge. The thing is, in a dawah context, we want to create an atmosphere of dawah, not Islamic law, if you know what I mean. What happens is, again, the game I alluded to earlier. The non-Muslims, they're going to play a game with you. What they want to attack Islamic law, and they want to see how you justify Islamic law. But what I'm asking is, where's the dawah in that? Because we want to call them to Allah and His worship. What you're going to do, even if you give the most amazing answer, even if you give the perfect answer with all the evidences, philosophical evidences, sociological evidences, yeah, how it is fair and how it is just and how Britishism is unjust. You gave that perfectly with all the citations, Zakir Naik style, book number 1, chapter number 2, number 3, you did all that with the references. That person say, oh, interesting. And they jump to another question. That's it. So, where is the calling to Allah and His ibadah and His worship and His glory? And how is Allah merciful or not? So, that's where we need to take them, inshallah. Because my point, see, that comes under apologetics. Islam, like defending Islam, apologetics, the laws of Islam, which a lot of brothers are doing. I feel, this is my opinion again, too many brothers and sisters are involved in that. not many involved in inviting to Allah. The concept of Islam. That's just talking about the laws of Islam. You're having a debate on the laws of Islam, really.
Yeah, just to go off that as well, what about the person who's asking that question, that they're not there sincerely to get the understanding or to want to understand, rather they just want to cause confrontation.
Yeah.
And they're not interested.
Yes.
Even if you give them the correct answer, even if you try to turn it back to Tawheed,
yeah, and you keep doing that and you're stubborn about that. Yeah.
But they are just literally not interested in that.
They just wanna they'll bring one question, or they do the same question with different colours and different flavors.
They'll just jump from
subjects. Okay, good. I want to give you a story which is actually a true story, right? So in Crawley back in the 90s, I don't know if name remembers, but we had a brother called Zubair who came to Islam. Now the way he came to Islam, phenomenal. We were new. This is 95, by the way. Yeah? Now we got Sheikh Google and more on YouTube, right? Then we had to bring scholars, and you had to really learn the Arabic to access the works, because translation was not much, right? Yeah, Sheikh Bilal Phillips and a few others, not much. So we had to kind of do the best we can. So the brothers, mashallah, they learned as much as they could through books. They went and traveled. This one guy at the table every Saturday used to ask these kind of questions. Now, he's from New Zealand, and he happened to be working for contractual reasons for a while. So every Saturday he had a question. What about this? What about that law? And in penal law this, and Oriental is this, and in your life the bridegroom. The guy he's well read, and as Maskeen we just restart practicing him now. So, but the brothers, I remember one thing, because I was just an observer, right? They showed a lot of patience, and they try to answer as best they can. But he'll bring up what this, but does that. So to the point, I think after a few months, now a couple of the brothers are getting wired up now. I think, what's this guy, man? Every flipping week, he's asking a different question. Is he MI5? Is he being set up? Is he coming to wind us up? Is he from the Ahmadiyya? Is he from the, whatever? Is he a plant? He's just coming to test us? Did my uncle from down the road who hates it, he brought me here? What is it? They were getting wired up. But they were getting wired up. Internally, they were getting wired up. But externally for him, they showed a smiley face, yeah? I call it Tablighi face, yeah? Right, so with all due respect to my Tablighi brothers, right? So you have that front. After a while, bro, what happens, and this is another, is a good example for being patient with that, but it's also an example of how Allah can open up the hearts in different ways. It's not always rational means. I think after 5-6 months of same question to and fro, there was a situation where he was asking a question, and the brother he was chatting to, Asr time would happen. And alhamdulillah, I don't know if you guys do, but we used to pray there and then. Yeah? So just right in the corner, the town centre, in a corner, a quiet place, alleyway, we pray there. Yeah? Table's just there. The brother said to this guy who was asking a question, Zubair, who was not Muslim then, we'll continue this conversation, it's time for me to go and pray. Can you just give me, yeah, go, sure. He went to pray, did the Jama'ah, came back. Zubair said, I want to accept Islam. SubhanAllah. And he took Shahada. And the guy goes, mate, for 6 months, you've been doing a heading. Yeah? Asking question after question after question. I went to pray Salah, come accept Islam. He goes, what happened? What happened? He goes, the way you stopped this conversation just to pray to your Creator, it struck me. And then I've watched you guys pray, and it's beautiful. I loved it. I want a part of that. That opened his fitrah, uncovered his fitrah. SubhanAllah. So here's a lesson. You just got to be patient, bro. You never know what will happen. See him as a test of your patience.
Is there going to be any situation where that person will just never listen to it? They will never take it in.
Have you got a particular bully coming at his talk?
No, I'm just saying that.
I love those guys, by the way, because I used to be a bully, so it takes a metal to break a metal, right?
But I'm just saying that.
Or do you see everyone as is it you? Maybe it's you.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the white face. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
you attract that.
Well, I'm just saying that there are people who have come to the table, and some of them are regulars, some of them are one-off.
Yeah.
But no matter what arguments, no matter what you give, they are not interested. They just don't care. They're not interested.
So, bro, look, I would say, you may not like this, but you're going to have to be patient, just like the Prophet ﷺ. He's our Uswat al-Hasana. He's the best example. No matter what happens, play the game out. Think about this. You show your great character. He could be fuming and being angry and getting all hyped up. Islam, getting a heart attack. Yeah, let him get a heart attack. Let him pump up. You got to be cool as a cucumber, right? You got to be like Mr. Bond or whatever. Yeah, you just got to be really cool. Sorry about the movie references. That was Jahiliyyah. May Allah forgive me. Yeah, the chef thinking this guy. So play the game. You know what's happening, bro? Because it's a store situation. You know what's happening. If you show your coolness, that guy may or may not calm down, accept Islam. The people around you going past, they're watching this, bro. And they're almost like, let that be your motivation. Like, okay, he's not doing it. If I show great character to him, the people are walking past. They see this guy, he's shouting, he's being angry, but this Muslim, this white brother, with the white skin, he is cool, man. Like, how does he do it? I mean, if I was, I would have slapped him by now. So to think of those people who are going past. Because remember, you're under the watch of other pedestrians. We need to represent Islam silently and verbally. So that's your silent dawah happening now. So maybe one day they'll come, you know what, I was so impressed with your patience, I don't know how you do it, like, what's your driving force, man? Yeah. You say, I'm glad you asked that. Come on, let's have a chat. Then you give that to him, bro. So use that guy to give a good example for your public.
It's interesting you say that, because most of the time when we have had these kind of heated debates, should we say, a lot of
heated from that end, yeah?
Yeah, the people who are walking by usually come in and would support us anyway, because the arguments we put to them are logical to the people. They're logical. So they would kind of, not all the time, but they would chirp in and say, yeah, I kind of agree with that, or they would support us with that, So it is interesting you say that people who are walking by will observe this.
And another way, bro, I've had that as well. I love these kind of characters. I live for that, yeah? Because, you get bored of the same nice thing. Hello. Jehovah's Witnesses, hello, it's like, I've got you at hello. I know what your agenda is, yeah? Because, now the Christians, they don't, Jehovah's Witnesses, they got their nice little badge and this nice tie and shirt, mashallah, you're doing the dawah, right? It's almost like they've learnt now that, they're going to run a mile off. Now they're wearing normal clothes. So I've had normal clothes JWs come to me, and but the way they're smiling so nicely, I say, "Are you Christian?" They go, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "Just experienced fella," So what's happening is play the game. What was the other point I was going to make? Subhanallah. Yeah, this is where people skills work, and I was just want to finish this off, inshallah, then, and move on to the video. Yeah, is that at the dawah table, or in a one-to-one situation, at your institute, workplace, whatever, get to know the person first. Get to know this person. Become their friend. Honestly, get to know the person. Once there's a connection, like you'll see some sort of commonalities, football, maybe geography, the level of mountain. I mean, there's so many interests in the world. There's so many. But you will not know their interests until you get to know them. What we want to do is go straight to the dawah. I never do that. Rarely do I do that. Even if someone goes, right, mate, none of this. This one guy in Leicester Square, I get all, alhamdulillah, Allah puts me in all situations, yeah. One guy, he goes, I've been observing you for the last hour, fella. I go, oh, okay. And, you're trying to be really nice and, having a banter with everyone. I don't want none of that. I want you to ask my questions. Yeah? And don't even try to get to know me, he said that.
There you go.
Yeah. So I said, okay, fine. What's your question? But then when I answered this question, I said, I want to know what's your favorite dessert. And he started laughing. And he told me. But they all try and put a front on. But I always crack them. I get them somewhere. Because I can't talk to someone unless there's some sort of banter, some sort of connection. Otherwise, it's a very formal, very cold situation. Very awkward situation. Once there's a bit of banter, once there's a bit of trust, psychology, once there's a bit of trust, and once they think, this person's a nice person, he doesn't want to chop my head off. He doesn't want to take out women. He doesn't want to, establish a mosque and put a foot in the sink. He's a bit more than that. He likes football as well. I can't believe he plays football. He supports Nottingham. Oh my God, who supports Nottingham? Sorry guys. But you won't get to know that until you ask open questions. So brothers, don't go straight to the dawah and Quran and so on straight away. That comes later on.
Sometimes they say, okay, join us at the pub and all that, if you're at work. I mean, in that situation, what would you actually do? Would you actually bring out, well, obviously as a Muslim, something that I avoid going? Or?
Well, he said, I'd love to have a pint with you, but a pint of juice or milk.
Okay, go ahead and have orange juice, Jay.
Yeah. I would use the pint.
Have a conversation.
Yeah, I'd love to have a pint with you, but a pint of juice and milk. And the other thing is, always offer to pay.
Yeah.
People love freebies. I'm telling you, this is one way of bribing their heart, yeah? I'll pay for it, trust me, but I choose the place. So people love it, yeah? So take them away. They're trying for it. So brothers and sisters, have a connection with people. Try, and the other thing, good thing about connection is you will enjoy the conversation more and you will want to come back to the Dawah table more. One of the perks of the Dawah table, it is the first and foremost the pleasure of Allah. That's what we're here for. To get a reward, to call people to Allah, to make Allah's name the highest, yeah? That's our first primary objective. But there's many other perks because human beings, we need incentives, we need motivations. That's the kind of creature we are. And one of the incentives for me is I get to meet so many weird and interesting people. There are so many weird and interesting people, but you will not know the interesting people until you actually get to know them and open questions. If you go straight to Dawa and then you say, you want to accept Islam? They say, no, goodbye. That's it. It's like a machine. You want to accept Islam? No, goodbye. You want to accept Islam? No. It's not like that. They're not robots, yeah? So get to know them as much as possible. Some will appreciate it, someone responds, some won't. If they don't, okay, fine, here's a flyer, next person, plenty of fish in the sea. Yeah? So get to know them, inshallah, as much as you can. So you're saying be yourself, be informal.
Yes, and then further down.
Winning of hearts, don't worry what they think. Feel for them, put yourself in their shoes. Avoid argumentation, of active listening. Okay, you want to go through the whole thing? Okay, be extra nice, extra courteous.
Extra nice and extra courteous.
Yes.
Does that contradict being nice, being yourself?
Okay, good, interesting, mashallah. We have an analytical sister here, mashallah. Look, what the point is, we should, for me, again, I'm giving my point of view. Some of these, like, we're going to show the video. I don't expect everyone to be copying that style at all. Mistake I did before, that everyone should copy the style. No. I'm naturally cheeky, outgoing, bubbly, fearless, that kind of thing. Yeah, alhamdulillah. But everyone is not that. Everyone has their different styles. Everyone has, formality. That's fine. What I've seen is universally what works is people love compliments. People love niceness. Generally, people will always. So you've got to always try and be nice naturally anyway. If you're saying that you're a moody person naturally, I hate the world. Oh, very nice. Hello, it's a nice day. Then the best thing I can advise is just study the life of Prophet ﷺ, because this is dawah. You can have your personality, but when it comes to dawah and worship ibadah, we need to copy the uswat hasana. And the Prophet ﷺ, he used to smile. We know this. He used to smile. He used to be jovial. In a certain situation, he'll have a different front in a battlefield or defending the honor, oppression, justice. But in the dawah, when you're calling to Allah, you have to push yourself to be nicer. So you have to push yourself, because this is what will work universally. I hope that's.
My point was, it wasn't to do with being nice, because generally, if you have to instruct human beings,
Yes.
you're a human being, you instruct everyone. Just because they're faith or whatever they follow, doesn't mean that they're contrary to planets. Which then means you have been saying the same thing. My question was, like, I can read a person who's been
Fake, yeah. Disingenuous and fake, yeah.
People don't like that.
Okay. Can you give me an example of that, sister?
Yes. I don't know, maybe because I read people differently.
Yeah.
It depends on how deep you are as a person. If you're okay with somebody smiling at you all the time,
Yeah.
and you can get doing that, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Because I'm the sort of person who constantly keeps smiling at me. I'm like, what do you want from me?
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. Now they come and chat to you. That's a good thing. You made them curious. Alhamdulillah. Most people do not want to have a dawah chat. Most people in the world in Britain, they're happy with their apathy. Leave me alone. I'm going to hellfire. Just let me be. Yeah. That's what's happening. Yeah? Unfortunately, this is a tragedy of human beings. Yeah, subhanallah, ghafla, yeah, heedlessness. But we're going to try because we want the reward. We're going to be greedy for reward. We're going to try the best we can, right? That's the universal thing. But once you watch this video, sister, I think you're going to say, brother, you're just being completely fake. And I agree. A lot of times I was being fake. Yeah, I'm putting hands up now. But it's called banter. It's a bit of banter to try and get them to come and chat to me. Once they come and chat to me, because in the town centre, city centres, I don't know what's like Nottingham. I'm guessing 90% of people don't want to speak to you. Is it a case of you go to a table? Oh, guys, watch out! They're going to rush. Hello, I want to talk about Islam. No, yes, it's a mission. 2 hours. We got one. Hey, somebody stopped. Yeah, that's what's happened. Because people are not bothered. Subhanallah, people are not bothered. So you can think of different creative ways. Yeah, you can think of creativity, different ways of trying to get people to come and speak to you. Once they come and so my style is fun and banter. Another brother who's maybe a bit more philosophical, let's say, he could think of maybe some profound words. Maybe he could, quote, I don't know, Shakespeare or something, really nicely. Hello, did you know Shakespeare said? Oh, I like Shakespeare, So people have different styles. My style is this. So the point is, when the whole point is to get them into a conversation with you.
Yeah, what I'm saying is your style is according to your personality.
Yes, yeah.
Your personality that way. There are some people who are very, come across as dry and witty. I've seen those sort of people really succeed.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, that's fine.
So it's according to your personality, like.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I said.
Generally, if you're so dead and boring, you know that in your day-to-day life, nobody talks to you, whether you're Muslim, whether you're not.
Yeah.
They just try to avoid you. Maybe as an individual,
Yeah.
you'll say you work on that. I said generally, it's linked with your personality.
No, I agree, sister. Yeah, like this is my style. You could say take some inspiration from it. You don't have to adopt the whole thing. But let's see, this is also to do with a slightly different issue, which is to do with Muslim youth. If we look at the Muslim youth, this is a very stark reality. But the Muslim youth are bored of Islam. This is the sad truth. They are bored of Islam. I'm sorry if it sounds really, astaghfirullah, but this is the sad truth, right? And one of the reasons is because the people who are practicing Islam, they see as boring, dull people. Yeah, they see that this Maulvi go, he's talking about halwa and he's talking about Sharia law and and he's from a cave. He doesn't. So this is the image we got. And one of the ways in Pakistan, especially with the Muslim youth, what we're doing and the training I've had is we need to break this image that Islam is boring. Rather, Islam is dynamic. In fact, I did a SoundCloud, other plugin. Sorry. I do podcast SoundCloud. One of the SoundCloud is called Fun, How to Have Real Fun. I'm trying to argue the so-called fun that the youth have, the haram fun, is so stressful. Like, I'll give you an example. A guy wants to meet a girl, yeah? Now it's easy, but back in the days, you had to arrange a time in a certain place and, meet them at the back of the street, wherever, I'm probably Muslim youth here, yeah? And hope that you're not getting caught looking around, like really stressful time, yeah? And then once you do get to meet her, you can just about shake her hand or whatever because then you get caught and this is still haram. And then you do that and then the guilt of it afterwards. This is fun. And you can apply that for clubbing or anything. Whereas we have guilt-free fun, stress-free fun. Our fun in Islam, which you do so many things, we don't feel guilty about it. We don't feel stressed about it. So real fun is when you start practicing Islam. When you start practicing Islam, that's when you have real fun. So that's a little message for the kids. Islam is far from not fun. It's amazing. So I'm coming from that angle, that we need to, in this day and age, unfortunately, not just Muslim youth, but non-Muslim, they think we are boring, dull, barbaric, we don't have fun, we don't play football, cricket, we just bow down and do that 24 hours a day. We don't, subhanAllah. We go to weddings, we have guests coming around, we go to cafes, we chill out, we go to parks, don't we? Yeah? They need to know that. They need to know we're human beings. Look, if someone comes to Islam, they have to add things, not lose things. Meaning, they'll lose if they're someone who drinks alcohol and goes to a pub and clubbing, they'll have to lose these things. But you gain more. That's what we need to tell. When Islam, you gain more. You may lose one or two things, but you gain more. The replacement is always better. And you can still be yourself. If you're a person who has a laugh and banter, if you're a jovial person, who says you have to change that? Just don't swear and don't do any sexual innuendos. That's all it is. SubhanAllah. So that's the way we should come across, inshallah. Video time. So just in case it's just playing, inshallah. Yeah, okay. Before we do the video, before you think, brother, you didn't stop anyone. Okay, I did that to show that, because if I stopped someone, then it would be the end of the video. So the whole point is to show that there's different ways of stopping people. Yeah, number one. So think about that. Number two, this is my style. I'm not expecting everyone to do that. This is one way. I want to show the whole world, inshallah, that there are Muslim brothers like me who can do this style. You can do dawah this way. We're not boring people. We want to have a chat, and we're from this same country, same city. We're not from the Greenland caves or something, and we come out on Saturday, and then we go back again like Father Christmas, yeah? We're not like that, yeah? So that's just some caveats, inshallah. So this is the best way of giving dawah on the streets of London in Essex. Here we go. Let me show you how it's done. How you doing, fella? You alright? Because you got a nice jacket, can we chat? You know, you've got to have a bit of banter, got a bit of humour. I think that people need to know that Muslims are very friendly people. They can also be cheeky. They can be happy. They can be happy-go-lucky. They can be bubbly. This is what's needed. Because if we can show that, then they won't be afraid to talk to us. They're not going to think, oh, we're aggressive Muslims. They're going to think they're very friendly. So even if they don't chat, they take a booklet and they'll be happy about it. So for example, these lovely guys, how you doing, fella? You alright? Bro, you're looking very smart. Are you going to a wedding?
I am, I know I am.
Listen, let's talk about smart. About life.
I have my own life.
Well, tell me about it. I want to know. Teach me. Have a nice day. No problem. Take care. How you doing, guys? You alright? Are you in a rush?
Sir?
Are you in a rush?
No.
Okay, talk. Let's chat.
No.
No problem. So yeah, big smiles all around. How you doing, fella? You alright? Do you support Arsenal, Tottenham, Man U? You're into football? Okay, no problem. I understand. So you seem like a very friendly person. Apparently there's a lack of friendly people in this world. Can we have a quick chat? At what time? Okay, have a nice day, no problem. Here he is. Brother, can we talk about prams? No, okay, I understand, no problem. I understand. Bro, you look cold, man. It's freezing. I won't make you long, just 5 hours. No English. English reading? Can you read? Life, God, Islam? No, okay. I don't know. That was my message. That was it. Can I give you a booklet, madam? It's actually free. Or £10. Okay, no problem. Have a nice day. The key thing is banter. I think there should be more banter, especially in street dawah. It will help the Muslim brothers who are involved in dawah in terms of longevity, continue dawah, because it can become very tedious and boring, and it also make the people aware that street dawah, that people, the Muslims, when they're in the city centre, the town centre, they're very happy, jovial, bubbly people. And that's it, inshallah. How you doing? You alright? Can I give you you can put in your suitcase.
Over the last few years, iERA has trained over 10,000 people on how to give dawah. Alhamdulillah, we have had hundreds of people accept Islam. You can get a share in this reward every time someone accepts Islam. You get a copy of every single good deed they do. Give just 99p a day. Click the link above now. Help us convey the call.
So that's just a little glimpse of to show you that, just be yourself. There's nothing to fear. And the other thing is, don't worry about rejection. The prophets, they got rejected. Yeah, look at Nuh alayhi salam, look at our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Being rejected, being ignored, is a part of the dawah. It's part and parcel of the whole thing. Half the time is getting rejected, but it's just how you deal with that rejection. Yeah, I've actually got another kind of small workshop on how to deal with rejection. Maybe sometime we can do that, inshallah. I've got the videos on YouTube as well, so if you change, inshallah. So yeah, any questions on that? Did you get it? The whole point.
Sometimes you're asking them direct questions. Have you got the time? Would it not be better to take a slightly different approach rather than a yes/no answer? They can easily say no and just walk off.
Yeah. So look, the way I look at it is, again, it's psychological, right? I think everyone has time, but this is playing hard to get.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So with experience, the more street dawah you will think of different ways of trying to stop them. Again, another plug-in. I've got a whole program on how to stop people. There's different ways. From street fundraising, what's working in the streets, from other brothers. So there's different ways of stopping them. So, you can make them curious, try and get them from a distance. So these are technical things. But like I said, brothers, the example of riding a bike. Your first time you ride a bike, you're going to fall. Try again, you're going to fall. Same with Dawah. Just keep at it. It'll take you 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Like I said, the first 2 years of my Dawah was giving out leaflets. That's it. I hardly spoke to anyone. And then later on, I became confident to give it. But start small, start somewhere. Have that involvement, inshallah.
Where do you find, in your experience, you found the most success rate in terms of the locations where you're giving the Dawah? So a lot of the time people leave it in the city centre, but have you tried other locations, like in the community or outside Masajid or things like that?
I mean, for me, city centres, town centres are the best because that's where the crowds are. So I like it where there's a lot of crowd. More crowd, more chances of a chat. And the most difficult is one-to-one Dawah at work and family. That's the most difficult one. But it's a challenge and we've got to accept it, inshallah. But the more street Dawah you do, the more stall type of Dawah you do, where you have to chat to random people, you will learn skills to use in your family and your one-to-one conversations. Yes, bro. What's your name? Yasin, mashallah.
So, do you know after you get rejected so many times, then you get tired?
No, I love it. It's part and parcel. It's the whole game. It's the way you look at it. This is actually, have you ever joined the table? Would you want to try? Not after seeing that video. But ignore that video, but would you want to? Just have a go, inshallah, yeah? They're making it nice and easy for you. You don't have to chat to anyone, just observe, sit around, have banter, chat to the brothers, get to know them, have a laugh, whatever. What will happen is, once you do the Dawah, once you keep doing it, you will get used to being rejected. Before you go to the table, bro, this is how your mindset should be. I want to join these guys on a Saturday. Is it 2 hours, 3 hours usually? 4 hours, mashallah. You don't have to go 4, you go for 2, yeah? Whichever, free. Before you go to the table, you're walking towards the table, you're on the bus or the car, your mindset should be this, that I want to go to a table. Let's say I muster the courage of not just standing there, but I'm actually going to approach someone or give a flyer to someone, or if someone goes to the table, I want to chat with them or whatever. Yeah, that's your intention. But at the same time, say to yourself, you know what, Yasin, you're going to get blanked by 90% of the people. You're going to get ignored by 90% of the people. Put it in your mind. Every day you should go into the city centre, in the Dawah store with that mindset. It's part of the Dawah. It's part of the whole job. When you get a job description, you do this, you do this. Dawah's like that. One of the jobs is get rejected. The earlier you accept that, the better for you. You will get ignored. You will get funny looks. You will get that eyebrow raised. Yeah, you will get that, weird words and letters at you. And, like I said, subhanAllah, I'm coming to the point now, subhanAllah, me and many other brothers, mashallah, where if someone you're approaching someone and they say profanities at you, or they say things which are trying to wind you up, I just see it as bubbles or rainbows coming out of their mouth. I can't see any words. It doesn't react to me whatsoever. It's like nerves are still, man. But that happens after years of doing it. And then you go back to the seerah. You go back to seerah of Nuh alayhi salam. You see that how they, Nuh alayhi salam, he did dawah privately, publicly, in the day, in the night. He tried everything. So go with that mindset that you're going to get rejected. But in this rejection is some sort of rahmah. It's part of the whole parcel. Yeah, the reality is not. If 5 or 10,000 people are going to go past the store that day. Actually, maybe that's too much. 5,000, yeah. The reality is not all 5,000 take shahada that day. This is reality. Most are not. This is the tragedy of the human story. But you've got to save as many as you can, inshallah. Yeah. So the quicker you understand that you will be ignored and you will be rejected, the more you will get used to and accept it and enjoy the experience. Yeah. And if you take this psychology, because the beauty about Dawah, subhanAllah, the beauty about Dawah is there's many benefits. Many benefits. One of it is you learn life lessons from it. If you can get used to rejection in stores, you can get used to rejections in life altogether. Yes. Work, place, studies, whatever. And that's a good thing for you. That's the beauty of Dawah. I've learned so many skills from Dawah, subhanAllah. Dawah has helped me so much, alhamdulillah. It can definitely help your life. It can elevate your life, inshallah. Yeah? Alhamdulillah. So, just to quickly finish off this slide then. So active listening. Brothers, what is active listening? What do I mean by that?
So be someone who's a listener, you can take in whatever they're saying.
Good.
He
Good, excellent. Anyone else want to build on that? Add to that? Yeah, bro?
Like a person who absorbs like what people are saying and like uses them to like help themselves.
Yes, good. Excellent. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. So active listening. So you
just not listening to the words, you need to see the body language, where the person coming from, use a bit of hikmah to understand where he's coming from.
Yes.
It's like, people start thinking about the answer while the person is still speaking.
Yeah.
So this is a common habit.
Yes.
So you just need to be very,
Yes,
very
100%. Yeah, 100%. For us to get them to listen to us towards the end, we need to listen to them first. If you really want to effectively want them to sincerely listen to you, what you're saying, you need to listen to them. And what part of the things that Harun said and other brothers, what you should do is listen not with the intent of replying, but when's this guy going to shut up so I can give my thing? Listen with the point of view you actually want to learn from them. You actually nodding, oh right, even, again, disingenuous, yes, even if you don't find it interesting, but just giving that nod will make them feel appreciated. That, okay, they may have the most weirdest views. Do you know what my personal life is? Basically, an alien came 20 million years ago and he put a man, so just, oh really? I said, wow, then what happened? Get interested in that. So listen with the intent of actually learning from them. I mean, sometimes I'd even do this. Sometimes, not all times. If a person, elderly gentleman, a distinguished professor, yes, I'm in Leicester Square, we meet all sorts. I'm professor of this, flan, I'm a lecturer, flan. So when they're about to speak, because they're used to talking, I said, could you give me 1 second? I'll get my phone, I'll bring out my notes, and I'm ready to take notes. Maybe 1 or 2 things there. Just that gesture, you win their heart. That, okay, this Muslim, this beard guy, he actually wants to learn from me. Ooh. They get all excited, happy. Yeah? So listen with the intention of actually listening, not just, And then the other part of active listening is, once they finish what they're saying, repeat back what they said. Oh, so you believe in this is to show that you actually did listen. And once you've done that, now they inshallah more than likely they will listen to you perfectly because you listen to this. It's reciprocal. That's how it works. Yeah? So it's very important, inshallah. We should do that anywhere. Not just in streets, but one-to-one dawah, at work, whatever, inshallah. Like this is be extra nice, extra courteous, extra calm. We should really push ourselves, yeah? At all times. Again, like I said, the good thing about dawah, the things you learn in dawah, it helps in your life. Isn't it a good thing to be extra nice? Isn't it a good thing to be extra courteous at all times with parents, at weddings, in whatever situation in life? If you're extra courteous, extra kind, you will be liked. Who does not want to be liked? Everybody wants to be liked, yeah? And these are all prophetic traits, subhanAllah. Yeah? Another one, this is more to do with Muslim youth, but you can use it with non-Muslims, or it depends on the situation. So if I give the example of Muslim youth, then you can maybe apply it to non-Muslims. Is sometimes you could, let's say someone's, you have a cousin, Muslim youth. Let's say, I don't know, secretly he goes clubbing. He just happens to have a formula where the parents think he's studying, but he's clubbing, yeah? MashaAllah. So you found out now, and you want to give him nasihah, you want advice. So what happens is sometimes when you give Muslim youth advice, they don't want to listen. Yeah, all right, man, Mr. Maulvi, shut up, okay, whatever. You get that, yeah? So you go up to them and say, look, I've got a bit of an issue, a bit of a situation. There's this friend, he's got a cousin who goes clubbing. And his parents, if they find out, their heart will be broken. Like, how should I advise him? It's actually the person doing it. So a lot of time, do you understand, bro, yeah? So a lot of time, he's going to start giving advice. He goes, well, I think you should do this, you should do that. And while they're giving advice of how to give advice to that person, which that person is, hopefully they're going to think, actually, you know what, I'm giving all this amazing advice, but I'm doing it myself. So it's a really profound way of advising the person indirectly. Yeah. So when you ask them advice, number one, they feel important. Oh, advice from me? Well, people love to talk, right? So let them talk. Let them give advice. Hey, Sheikh Saab, give me your profound wisdom. Yeah. Even if it's a non-Muslim, can I have your opinion on? Again, you need to get to know the non-Muslim. Yeah. With Nottingham, especially brothers, what I would advise brothers is think long term. Think 20 years. Unless you're trying to make hijrah, which some of you are, but if you're here for the next 10, 20 years, think long term. Every single person look at, just think that it's going to take 10, 15 years, inshallah, for them to come to Islam. So you're building up slowly. So if, right now they look at your stall with aggression, but you're going to smile. Next week they look at your aggression, you're going to smile back. Then keep doing that for years. And then sometimes, you can ask them for excuse me, can I ask your advice or something? Yeah? But you won't know what their expertise is unless you get to know them. So my point is, for the next 10, 50 years, have your objective is I want to get to know as many people as possible. Doesn't have to be, we don't even have to get to the Dawah part about Allah and Tawheed. That can come later on, but get to know them. People want to be heard. Once you get a situation, if you could put in their head that this person, he approached me 2 weeks ago and he wanted my advice on something because he found out I'm working at a museum or working as a, whatever expertise, I'm an industrialist, whatever, or I'm an entrepreneur. He asked me some business advice, whatever. They don't like the fact that you approached him with advice. If they've got that in their head that you took their advice or you asked them advice, they'll be more likely now to listen to you. You're preparing the heart. It's a long-term game. Yeah? So this can apply for one-to-one, especially at work. Get to know as many people as possible. The males, add them on Facebook, whatever, inshallah, social media. Get to know them, their interests or whatever, and then ask them if you know that their expertise in this, fala, or this. Let's say they like to read books. They read, I like to read a lot of books, but you don't. You're struggling with that. Ask them, how did you get into that? How do you start and take an interest? They give you advice on how to read books, and then slowly, they've liked the fact that you asked them for advice. Who doesn't like being approached to? Everyone loves it. Everyone loves a spotlight. Yeah, and then you can, inshallah, build on that. Yeah. So that's that, inshallah. Okay, neighbors. Has anyone tried to give dawah to their neighbors? It's the toughest one, I know. Oh, mashallah.
Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, he's your neighbor.
Really nice people, alhamdulillah.
They're always nice, bro.
No, but these people, they've been there for a very, very long time and they're a very good family. And I've tried a couple of times. They used to drop these, what's it called? Awakening or these
Awake,
kind of,
yeah.
Awake, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of magazines into them. I've tried a couple of times and, it's only been slow, but they've been really...
Is it literally next door neighbor?
Yeah, brilliant. Next
okay,
door,
mashallah.
yeah.
Okay.
And they're quite elderly now, so I always look after them.
Okay.
I try and look out for them as well. I've known them for a while, but it's difficult.
What have you said so far?
Well, I mean, one of the things I think my understanding of, I need to really study a bit more, like you said, learning about things, to understand more about...
Learn and give dawah.
About Jehovah's Witnesses and what they believe in. They don't celebrate Christmas, but in some way they still believe in Jesus being a son of God, or a God, rather than like all normal Christians believe where they go out and say they're son of God. So they don't celebrate Christmas and other kind of things that they do. But then they have these, I don't know, you probably should know more about them. The kingdom will be established here on this earth.
Yes. Khilafah, yeah? Khilafah.
Well, yeah. I don't want to say Khilafah because then
I'm just
joking. Yeah,
it's better to use Khilafah than Islamic State.
Yeah. And there are a select number of people will be chosen that will be living there. And I just asked, well, why would it be a select number of people? And what happens to people that have done injustice and committed crimes? Is there no help for them? Yeah. So, they didn't know. They didn't give me sort of an answer. I didn't want to push them too much. No. So it's difficult.
The fact that you actually tried, alhamdulillah.
And I've given them some of the IRA stuff as well, which I think is very good.
But the fact you did this is what I get to. A lot of brothers are not even at stage one. You've actually initiated a conversation. You've not said, you've not ignored them.
No.
You've not just, hello, how are you, nice day. You've actually started to have you've gone beyond the nice day, yeah? You've gone
like
top
down. You're building up that relationship.
So alhamdulillah, you've actually tried it, and now that's all I'm advising. That's all you do. Just get to stage one. A lot of us are not even there. We don't want to do that because it's awkward. They don't like us, this and that.
You might upset your neighbours.
Upset. But this is it again. Previously, either you're going to deal with them being upset, awkwardness, complaining against you, whatever, or they may go to Jahannam. What do you prefer? Yeah, upset them a little bit, but at least you save them the akhirah.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean? This is where you got to look at. Yeah, that's really your motivating point. But the fact that you've actually tried it, this one here, bro. You put your hand up. Your experience.
Yeah, I've done all of them.
The whole street, yeah. Oh, you know all that. MashaAllah, Mubarak, MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. But the fact is, here, there's no this is the winning formula. The whole point, like I said at the beginning, is you actually getting involved in the dawah, actually trying it. Yeah, you may make mistakes, it may not work, they ignore you, fine, but actually try it. A load of us need to keep trying. We're not even opening our mouths, subhanAllah. Yeah, with the neighbors thing, really, really easy one, especially a nice one. Yeah, All I'm going to say is one word to you. Chicken karai. That's it. I'm telling you, you're living in the UK, the number one dish is an Indian dish. It's the number one, it's the best seller, right? People love a curry. Is that right? Where's the Northern? Somebody corrected me. They love the curry. You know what you should do? Just, you know when you cook, like from Pakistanis, Indians, I'm sure you sometimes cook curry as well, Sheikh.
Yes, we do.
So from a Pakistani angle, and I'll come to your dishes where you can give me suggestions as well, is on purpose, open the back door a bit more, let the smell go. Let the smell because they love it. I'm telling you, twice somebody's gone past in my neighbourhood, they go, smell something really nice today. What are you cooking? Well, I'll send some ransom soon, So what you do is, the point is, food, give them food. They love a curry. People love a freebie first of all. Yeah, I'm not saying the whole neighbourhood because you'll be, you won't have money left. But at least the 3 this way or 3 or 4 that way, wherever. Yeah. So someone you've just winked at or hello, how are you? The guy, by the way, yeah? Guy to guy. So male to male, yeah. What about how you doing? How's not too weather, all that nonsense. Yeah. So the people you've had a bit of rapport, a bit of chat with, they may say, I cooking something nice, I smell something nice, whatever. Oh, do you like curry? Yeah, I'll send some round the other day. When you send the curry round, you just happen to have a couple of booklets next to that as well. By the way, you can have this, the curry, you can eat it, but I've got some amazing booklets. Have a read. Khalas, that's it, done. Easy. Our literature is amazing. IRA leaflets, amazing stuff. That's it. Leave it to them. You just got to remember, it's whether they ask questions on that or not, whether they read it or not, whether they accept Islam or not. Don't worry about that. You've planted the seed. You've done your job. You've effectively conveyed. So that's one really amazing way. Inshallah. You about to say something, bro?
Yeah. Especially when they go Christmas, it's good to say you send them a card, wish them. Obviously, after they will come back to you. For example, you walk in past, they will say, "Oh, thank you for the card." That's how you can get attracted with them, like talking. Especially in the morning, if you leave in, sometimes they leave it together. You work for result in the morning, evening. It's basically body language, approach, how you approach them. Because in any situation, I think the body language, eye contact, how you interact with the people, they will respond to you. Yeah. The body language, if you're going to be walking going like this and then you're talking that way, looking into eye contact, they'll be like, he's not interested. But you need to show more interest. Body language, eye contact, plights. Yeah, just basics. Show your interest. Yeah.
Again, look, extra kind.
Extra kind. Yeah.
It comes back to the sister's point as well. Does our deen not teach us to be kind?
Exactly.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Does it not teach us to be compassionate? Yeah, to be courteous. Yeah, to be helping, to be always generous. These are amazing traits of Islam, but we're not. The reality is we're not. We're selfish. We're not as compassionate as we are. The good thing about the Dawah is it's required for you to be courteous, and that's an extra bonus if you add that in your personality. It pushes you to be extra nice. The Dawah pushes you to be compassionate, which is going to be good for you. SubhanAllah, Dawah is beneficial for you. So that Allah has encouraged you to give Dawah for your own benefit, just like the whole of Islam, subhanAllah. Yeah? So this is the added bonus that you become compassionate. If you're naturally a very moody person, always angry, but you're now involved in Dawah, and Dawah softens your heart, and you become compassionate, that's a good thing, right? And for young brothers, you get a nice wife, inshallah, because now they know you're a nice person, yeah? Not a moody little git. So, this is the added spin-offs. Body language. I'm not sure about the Christmas bit, but that's a different discussion, yeah? But that's just everyone has a style.
Basically, you can send them a card, but obviously, for example, if you moved in... Okay,
maybe on the 20th of December.
You can send them a card. Obviously, then they said, oh, you know what? It's a Mr. Khan family, Mr. Malik's family. They send me the card number. They're very nice family.
What kind of card? Eid Mubarak or something?
Obviously, they celebrate Christmas. You can send them a card. Then obviously, they get them thinking because they said, oh, Mr. Malik family, they send me the card. I think we should go say hello to them. They are new neighbours. It's basically to...
No, I know the gesture. Yeah. Maybe it needs a bit of tweaking, but we'll discuss that afterwards, inshallah. No problem. Office. Who works in the office here? 1, 2, 3. Okay. How's it going? Experiences? Yeah? Any Dawah conversations? Yeah? Yeah? So with office, my tip, advice, and I learn is, again, just like the street Dawah, think of it as long-term. Think of it a 10-year process. Don't think of overnight results, number one. Number two, again, courteous. we're required to be nice, but in the office you have to be extra nice now. Extra courteous, extra kind. Be known as the most nicest guy in the office. Reputation is everything. Yeah? Let people gossip about you. You know that Harun guy, he's so nice. He's always smiling. I've never seen him like be angry. Yeah? These are good things. Push yourself to do that. Learn the hadith. Go back and learn the hadith and literature on being kind. The Salaf have talked about this. Learn the hadith about how to be more empathetic. Learn how to be kind and generous and that kind of thing.
I think my brothers mentioned before there are quite a few opportunities for Muslims in offices such as Ramadan. Somebody mentioned Christmas. We don't celebrate Christmas, but you could tell them why you don't celebrate Christmas. So there are really good opportunities. And also you like political topics that do come up sometimes in offices. They'll talk about some of these things. Why is it that Muslims are blaming Islam? Well, this is not Islam, and this is not from Islam. And you could quote the ayahs from the Quran where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that if you kill one person, He says if you kill the whole of mankind. There's no other literature or no other religion that says something as profound as that.
Brilliant. So in the office, reputation, build your reputation, and then people are drawn to you naturally. Yeah. The other thing is, don't think whole office. Target one person every 6 months. So the next 6 months I want to work on John, because I've got a bit of banter with him, that kind of thing. And then once it's like almost like divide and rule, because you won't be able to give dawah to everyone, because it's a workplace. What you need to do is, in the office, it's a bit awkward to have a deep conversation about Islam and Tawheed. What you need to do at some point is get them on a coffee or a dinner or lunch outside workplace. Yeah, you need to build up towards that. Yeah. So with John, you give him dawah. So again, remember. So with John, let's say you've been very nice. He's noticed you. This guy's always nice, always courteous, always helpful, always asking how I am. We should just ask him that. How are you today? How was your weekend? Just do that extra with a bit more vigor now. Yeah. And then John takes a liking to you, and then you have so how's it going? He'll come to your desk or whatever, and then after a while say, John, mate, I fancy kebab, or I fancy lip or whatever. Come, my treat. When you say my treat, they love it. Oh, free food. Who doesn't say no to freebies? Have a meetup, a coffee, whatever. What's your poison? And I'll tell you whatever. Take him out, have a coffee. Now you've got on your turf. Now he's thinking this guy's a nice person. Now you can let John. There's something I wanted to share with you. Just a conversation. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm not here to force nothing. I just want to ask you a few questions. See what you think. What's the purpose of life, mate? I'm glad you asked me that question. Your mindset should be that they're going to say that. I'm glad you asked that. Hold on to that thought that they're going to say, I'm glad you asked that question. I was always curious about that. Never got a chance at work, but I was curious about your beard and why you do this and why you got your foot in the sink and that kind of thing. Yeah. Now's your chance. Now, because you're outside work now. And inshallah, he will listen more now. Yeah. And then see what happens. Hope for the best. If he doesn't accept, at least you've done the dawah, alhamdulillah. John's done. Tick. Next. Mark. Hello, Mark. Next minute working, Mark. Take him in a crisis. So this is what you can do, inshallah. Yeah. So you need to have a massive reputation. Yeah. Let's say if you leave after 2 years, people should know that guy who left, he was the most nicest human being I've ever met in my life. He was the most kindest, compassionate, always helpful. Smells nice, always neat and tidy. You need to have a good reputation. That seed is going to. So the next Muslim comes, hopefully a good one. Now you chat to him now. Oh, you Muslims are actually good people. Not that nonsense in the media. Yeah. University or school, again similar to office. Target one people. Don't target the whole. Any of your brothers in university or college? College. 6th one, mashallah. Where are those 2 brothers? Are they gone? Are they bored? Oh, subhanallah. Hopefully they've enjoyed or learned some points. Okay, that's right. So in university, you got trying to establish an Islamic society is very easy. You can have a dawah table. Why not? How's it going in your college? Have you tried to give any dawah? To non-Muslims or Muslim youth?
No, we end up having discussions.
Okay.
Muslims and nobody's
They start the conversation, the non-Muslims, why is this in Islam? Why is that Islam? Yeah.
Yeah, it just ends up happening.
Okay.
We're just in a group and someone says something.
Okay. Have you ever come to a discussion where Mark, John, Ram, whatever, Mr. Singh, whatever, can I talk to you about the concept of God in Islam? Can I talk to you about Allah? Have you ever got to that stage yet?
We've got to a stage where everyone's saying their part of their religion.
Okay. Have you presented Allah to them. This is Allah.
Like, everyone's tried to do it.
Have you?
I've tried.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Because the reason I'm saying that is not enough of us, not just in universities, we're not talking about Allah enough. We're talking about the laws, we're talking about this, but don't talk about the central focus, which is Allah, His rahmah, His mercy, why He deserves worship, His greatness, the way, come back to your point about Christians, bro. This is slightly linked to that. When it comes to Christians, and this is again my style, there's different styles, alhamdulillah. My style is, with all due respect to Sheikh Ahmad Didat and Dr. Zakir Naik, for that time in the 80s, it was needed. That harshness, ripping up the Bible, destroying it, that was needed because of the missionary onslaught. Right now, we've gone a bit too much of that now. We know more verses of the Bible than the Quran. Deuteronomy this, 103, John 104, We're trying to destroy the Trinity. We're trying to destroy the Aqidah. But we're not talking about our Aqidah enough, meaning Allah. And what happens is also the style. They come across, the Christian, they come to you, hey, Jesus loves you, man. Jesus loves you. Do you not feel it? Jesus. They come so emotionally, so spiritual, so nice, kind and everything. And you're saying, but your vibe is crap. 1 or 3 is this and this and this. So they're giving you niceness, emotion, spirituality. You're giving them biblical texts. You're not winning their heart. They're just going to get angry and it's just going to get messy. Rather, you say, that's really interesting you say about Jesus loves you and God loves you. Do you know, we also have a concept of God in Islam. In our religion, in our tradition, God loves the human being more than a mother can love his child.
70 times.
70 times. When was the last time we used that in our dawah? To a Christian. SubhanAllah. Yeah? Do you know? Yeah. The mother-child is, you can't measure it. It's like someone, but Allah loves, and it's unconditional love, because mother loves for a reason. Mother loves because to gain something. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does nothing for that. He will love you no matter what, with nothing back. This is God in Islam. Do you know you have to do certain rituals in Christianity, prayer, this and that? I can call upon my God wherever I am. I can have a conversation with my Creator wherever I am. Did you know, and you just keep saying that to them. Did you know, John, what's the Christian, your neighbour's name? Give me a name.
Mr. Bailey.
Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey, did you know that, maybe you don't know, but in Islam, the concept of God is that if I was to commit as many sins, because we all sin, we're human beings, yeah? Then God has informed us through a tradition. He says that no matter how many sins you commit, you can go back and seek repentance. And if you go sin again, you go repentance again. And I will not mind. Even if your sins go to the clouds of the sky, I will not mind. Hadith Qudsi. Why are we not talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this way, which He is, that we know and love? Rather, we want to go to their text and rip up them and destroy them. Forget destroying, let's do more inviting. We're doing too much destroying. Wallahi, we're doing too much destroying online, offline. We're not inviting enough. So let's invite, let's talk about Allah in our conversations. Let's learn about the ayah.
That's one of the mistakes I make when I was
not just you, all of us, me as well, all of us. Yeah? There's so much about Allah, the power of Allah, the wisdom of Allah, yeah, the rahmah of Allah, the love. You can do halaqas on this, subhanAllah. So that's what you should do. Maybe one day ask Mr. Bailey what his favorite curry is. Or whatever, fish and chips, whatever. Ask him, Mrs. if it's okay, bring him round. And say, I want to talk to you about the concept of Allah. That's it. See what happens, bro. Yeah, inshallah.
How to give dawah in 2 minutes. Okay, we have 2 types of dawah, active and passive. Active dawah is when you're engaging in conversation. You ask people questions. Passive is when they ask you a question. Let's start with the passive. Okay. Excuse me, Abdullah, why do you have a beard? That's a very good question, John. Thank you for asking that question. Now, before I started to grow a beard, I had exactly the same question. And I realized, in order for you to understand the answer, you have to understand the concept of Islam. Do you have some time? Let's do another scenario. Susan comes up to Aisha. Hi, Aisha. Why do you wear the hijab? That's a very good question, Susan. And before I started to wear the hijab, I had exactly the same type of question. And I realized, in order for you to understand the answer,
you have to understand the concept of Islam. Do you have some time? Let me just do this again. Hello, John. I'd like to know why you guys pray 5 times a day. You know, that's a very good question. In order for you to understand the answer, you have to understand the concept of Islam. You see where I'm going here, guys? I'm linking everything to the concept of Islam, regardless if you know the answer or not. And there's an important reason why. But let's start with the active, and then I'll get to the reason. Active dawah. Say I'm holding a leaflet. Excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, sir. Today we're talking about what's your goal? Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you for stopping and wanting to engage with me. You found that interesting, well, so do I. And I've realized that in order for you to understand what's your goal in life, you have to understand the concept of Islam. You see what I've done? Even by asking him a question, I'm linking it to the concept of Islam. Now, why are we doing this? Because, brothers and sisters, our answers come from Tawheed, our answers come from our concept. Meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists, He is one, He deserves to be worshipped. The Quran is a miracle, it's His revelation, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is indeed the final prophet. If we establish this concept as a truth, then whatever comes from truth is true. So when you explain to them the concept, then you've given them the foundation. Because brothers and sisters, there's no point just debating and having arguments all the time and trying to rationalize everything, because everyone has a worldview. It's like having glasses on. If my glasses are tinted green, I'm going to be saying, look at that building, it looks green. But if someone's glasses are tinted red, they're going to say, no, it's red. Then we're arguing, green, red, green, red. The only way for us to understand each other, we have to swap glasses or take them off. And this approach does that. It gives them the foundation, the glasses in which we wear to see the world, which is the concept of Islam. You show them that that's true, then whatever comes from truth is true. So remember, link everything to the concept. That's a very good question. In order for you to understand the answer, you have to understand the concept of Islam. Let me give you some tips though. Someone may say, I just want a yes or no answer. Yes or no, yes or no. I would humbly say, well, that's very interesting, but yes or no is not the answer. For example, what's your name? Yes or no. How many days in the week? Yes or no. What's your views on abortion? Yes or no. Yes or no doesn't represent the true answers. So if you're sincere, then you'll know. You'd have to give me some time for me to explain the concept. So that's how I would deal with that contention. Another contention is someone may come up to you and say, I heard that you guys want to drink baby's blood. Now you're not going to respond by saying, well, that's a very good question. In order for you to understand the answer, you have to understand the concept of Islam. No, you don't do that because you're implying that we do drink baby's blood. In these type of questions, this is what I would do. Of course we don't drink baby's blood. Are you crazy? But in order for you to understand anything about Islam, you have to understand its concept. Do you have some time for me to explain this to you? I know in the beginning I said 2 minutes, but that was in a way to get your attention, and I really thought it would take me 2 minutes, but regardless, I think it's worth it. So follow this approach, and it's a very easy way of giving dawah. Assalamu alaikum.
So this is the golden thing. Anybody from now on ask you any question about Islam which is uncomfortable or controversial, you always ask this. That's a good question. But if you truly want to know the answer to your question, let's discuss the concept of Islam first. That should be our basic starting point. That is the Tawheed. That's the Dawah. Otherwise what we're going to do is discuss these legalities and this legal. You're going to get angry. He's going to wind you up, this and that, and he's gone. That's it. So we should be calling to Allah.
Just to show the guys.
Sorry.
Can I don't know if this is correct or if you've got a long experience. Like a principle, you could use a general principle. When they ask the certain questions, you could put through to them, it's not what we do, it's why we do it.
Yeah, good.
It's not the what, so it's not all the do's and the don'ts and what we believe in.
So this is what it is.
But
that's what it is. Perfect, yeah. So what basically it's Samina wa ta'ana, right? But we need to explain that to them. Who are we obeying and why should we obey him? Why does God have wisdom and everything? But that can only come when we discuss God in the first place. And most people, the oneness of Allah, it's a beautiful subject. That He's transcendent and He's a power, He's all-knowing. This is not discussed enough in our conversations. This is, the oneness is in human beings' fitrah. It's inside them. When we discuss it, they'll think something might trigger. It may not seem nothing to us. Oh, what, Allah, His power. What's the point of that? How does that answer the question? No, it does. It does. Dawah is metaphysical. It's something we can't rationalize. We can't rationalize it. This is through the ghaib. So we need to sow the seeds and uncover the fitrah through this way, inshallah. So the way you described it is another way of describing this, basically. So what we want to do is we want to give the perfect answer. But we think that if I give the perfect answer, wala ashhadu la ilaha illallah, it doesn't work like that. They're just going to say, at most you'll probably get, okay, that's a very good answer, interesting, goodbye, gone. But we want to take him to Allah and Tawheed. Yes, Akhi.
As well as we're talking about how to start a conversation, I've seen lots of videos of Dr. Zakir, and the one who's asking, he let him ask whatever he wants, and then Dr. Zakir always give him small questions. How do you know this? Are you talking by knowledge, or are you talking because you heard about this? Yeah. Or have you searched about it?
Yes.
So he wants to know the guy. Are you
Christian, Jew?
To have good knowledge, or have just fake news?
Okay.
Or,
yes.
So he can.
Where did you get your references? Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he can know how to start with him.
Yes.
Is he talking to someone with?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, but then you still have to go here then. Because even then, let's say, I got this from Fala News, or I read in your tafsir, maybe you picked up some weird tafsir, or I spoke to Qadiani, Ahmadis, and that's where I got this from, which is completely wrong. Then what? Then you say, okay, that's wrong, okay, then what? We still need to call him, sorry.
Because sometimes they can be talking about, I don't know, like subjects from Shia.
Yeah. Batil sources. Yeah.
Then you cannot find them. You're talking about something that we don't believe in as well. We are fighting them as well.
Yes.
Because it's against our faith.
Yeah.
It's against our messenger teaching.
Yeah. So let's say I asked that question, I had a misconception, and you said, where did you get it from? And I said, I got it from this book, or from, Iranian publication, something, And you said, well, we don't believe in that. And I said, okay, that's interesting. Now what? What's the next step?
Yeah.
Now, what would you do with me now? I've said, I had a misconception about Islam. Yeah. You've proved to me it's a misconception. Yeah. This is wrong.
What's the next step?
Now what?
I try to give him the right idea, the right knowledge, what we know from Sunnah, and I'm telling this is what we live in.
Okay.
And we have evidence of this.
Yes.
And I can.
And then the next.
Find it.
So So the next, he agrees with you. Yeah. Okay, you've removed my misconceptions. Now what?
If you want something else.
So you're going to keep going?
Yeah,
it's night time, Isha, you're hungry, gone home.
I can do sometimes.
This is my point, actually. This is my point. This is very good, mashallah. We need to take the discussion to Allah. We need to tell them, do you believe in a creator? And we can go and we can discuss the existence of creators through various means. Rational means, experiences, positive, negative experiences. We can say, okay, and you could try this, no problem. You could say to them, can I just play something with you? And choose an amazing recitation of Quran. Amazing, beautiful, some of your favorite. Can I just play something to you? Because you've had a chat with them, banter. He goes, yeah, okay, sure. It's Arabic, don't get freaked out, You go, okay, play it. Something might stir inside. Something might awaken. You might awaken the fitrah. Yeah? But the conversation has to be that, let me talk to you about the concept of Islam. We need to, you can do that, no problem. But until we get to the conversation, they will never understand what is the foundation of Islam. We need to give them dawah, not defend Islam. We need to give them dawah, not have a debate. That's my point, inshallah. So if Harun, if you'd ask me a question then,
yes.
Anything controversial, uncomfortable question. No, you just stand there.
Uncomfortable question.
Or someone else can do it if they want it, no problem.
Okay, in your Islamic law, in your Sharia law, okay? Sharia law.
Yeah.
Your barbaric law. Sharia law.
Yes.
Why do you have to have two witnesses, two women witnesses, which is equal to a male witness? Why 2 women witnesses
Brilliant.
equal to 1 male witness? Are they inferior? Are women in Islam inferior? Where's the equality in the men and the women? Why 2 female witnesses have to be witness to an incident that had happened and equal to 1 male witness?
Brilliant. John, that's a beautiful question, John. I'll call him John because, you know. So, John, you know, the way you've asked that question shows that you've been researching and studying. That's really excellent, mate, because most people don't want to bother asking questions. So, excellent. John, do you know, if you really want to appreciate the answer to that question, the best way is for us to understand the concept of Islam first. Do you have 5 minutes to explain, for me to explain the concept of Islam? That's it. Yeah? Do you want to quickly try anything? Just try one of those that you did earlier, very nicely, but not as nasty because I get scared.
How can you cut off the hands the person who was stolen? How can you do that? You know, you've taken away his hands for life. How barbaric is that? How can you implement that in today's society?
John, thanks for your question. Good old John, yeah. I like your passion, John. You know, it's good. There's not enough passion. I like the fact, and you're sincere. You're not fake. A lot of people are thinking this. You're saying it. Excellent, mate. John, my name's Nadeem. Blah blah blah. Nadeem, John. In order for you to appreciate the answer fully, in order for you to understand all this, that why this, why that, and all these laws, we must first understand the concept of Islam first, the foundations of Islam first. Do you have like 5-10 minutes? If we just quickly go over this. Is that okay? Yeah. Brilliant. Do you understand, brothers and sisters? Oh, one sister. That's what we need to go to. And then, like I said, this is where we discuss the existence of Creator. It's a beautiful conversation. It's a slightly philosophical, scientific conversation. It works for non-Muslims because they're so used to science and logic and philosophy. Yeah, we don't rely on that, but it's a good starting point. Yeah, and then the oneness of Allah. Yeah, He's transcendent. Yeah, He's wisdom. And the Quran. Why the Quran has to be from? No human being could have written this. Yeah, there's no way we can discuss this. It's an amazing discussion. And one of my favorite ones, Nubuwwah, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. There is no way this human being, this amazing human being that exists in the deserts of Arabia 14 years ago, there's no way he could have lied. You can't prove it historically. You can check out non-Muslim historians, academics on this. You can analyze it. You can analyze life. He could not have lied, and he can't prove he's crazy. So if he didn't lie, if he's not crazy, he can only but be speaking the truth. If he's speaking the truth and he's claimed he's a messenger, then you've got no choice but to accept that. So it's a very profound, I just really briefly went through it. But that's what we need to do. We need to take our conversation there. They need to research there. They may not agree there and then, but at least now you've shown them where to research now. For the next few years, months, books, YouTube videos, whatever, inshallah. Is that, so I would advise everyone to write that down and make this part of your habit now, inshallah. Yeah? Take them there. This is how you sow the seed of this discussion. Yeah? Inshallah. For the sake of time, I think we'll just go to Q&A now, inshallah, yeah? Because it's been a long day, alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for your patience. Everyone written that down? Okay. I can actually send this to you brothers, or through Harun. And, are you all kind of linked somehow? Yes. Contact, yeah? What I've done here...
Psychically.
Okay, alhamdulillah. What I've done here is, when you start a conversation with someone, you could say, can I ask you what the purpose of life is? That's a classic. You can do that, no problem. But sometimes that's a bit full on. So if you're the kind of person who doesn't feel comfortable, I've actually created different ways of where you can start a conversation. Yeah, each one is a topic in itself, and maybe I'll do videos on this, inshallah. I've done a SoundCloud. So for example, everybody watches videos now, YouTube videos, WhatsApp videos. Mark, yeah? Mark, I was watching this video the other day, really interesting, like amazing. By the way, can I give you another tip of how to get someone excited about a video? This is more for Muslim youth, but you can use it on non-Muslims. So let's say there's a Muslim person that's not praying, away from Allah, involved in haram, yeah? And you got this profound... Has everyone watched The Throne of Allah video? The Throne of Allah, merciful, absolutely magnificent video. You have to watch it again and again. It's beautiful. It talks about Allah, yeah? Multiple speakers, brilliantly made. The Throne of Allah, yeah? It's a profound video. It's about 70 minutes. Now, you say to this Muslim guy, bro, assalamu alaikum, how you doing? text message, WhatsApp. They will say, "Wa alaikum salam, not bad, you, bro. I want to see this video I was watching. Because I was watching this video, phenomenal video, like amazing." And you go, "All right, that's it," and you don't send it. You don't send it. And then the next day, you say, "Assalamu alaikum." "Wa alaikum salam. How you doing?" "Not too bad." "What's that? How's family?" "Yeah, not too bad." "Bro, this video, man. Oh my God, this video is just mind blowing. It's just totally shook me." He goes, "Oh yeah, you said it yesterday. Send it then." Or whatever. You don't send it. Third day, you go, "Bro, assalamu alaikum." He said, "Wa alaikum salam, bro, where's that video?" Now he's eager. You got to build up the video, brothers. Build it up. Because, now we just send the video and hope for the best. Because, WhatsApp, everyone's on WhatsApp now. Yeah, even my dadi, my grandmother, she's on WhatsApp, yeah, in the village. Everybody's on WhatsApp, yeah. They're in poverty, but they got WhatsApp, yeah, crazy. So, and there's videos coming, going. Right? Isn't that true? Yeah. Hundreds of videos from groups coming out. So where do you watch? So if you want to get someone's attention, you build it up. That's what I do. I don't send a video until I've got their attention. Once I've built up expectation now, then okay, they'll say, "Come on, man, what's that video you've been saying to you?" So you've got to tease them a bit, inshallah, yeah? And I'm going to pick one more really quickly. Why is this world such a mess? It is. I think everybody agrees it's such a mess. Poverty, war, injustice, coronavirus, this, that, the other. What's going on? And that's another interesting discussion. Hear their views. Why do you think that is? Is it because of this? Is it because of politics? Whatever. And then say slowly, "Well, this is my view on this, John. My view is because human beings are disconnected with their Creator. My view is because they've lost the belief in the Creator." "Oh, really? That's interesting. You say that. Does he exist?" You start a conversation. Yeah? So these are all, I can send you this, inshallah. I can give you my email or get my details off Brother Harun, inshallah. Yeah? Yes. Any questions?
I've got a question on Dawa tables themselves and how you can make a Dawa table more appealing. Like you said, there's one thing you can do is the way you can interact with people, make a connection with them. And you also mentioned about food. I've noticed that sometimes people, but as a presentation, what advice would you give to?
Yes, good question. So the flyers, I'm big on flyers. I think they have to be the best presented flyers. I'm very partial to IERA and Youth Club flyers because the design, I know the designers of both organizations, and they design it in such a way to maximize curiosity and get people curious about the design. Because it's all about design now. People are curious, marketing, yeah? So the design of the flyer is very important. So for example, the classic ones is Life Just a Game, What's Your Goal? These are amazing flyers. They grab someone's curiosity. So nicely laid out. The other thing that's worked, I think, really simple one that I've observed all the tables around the country. I've done, I've observed them. And out of all the banners they put on, the best banner until now is still the free Quran banner. Subhanallah. Nice and simple. Free Quran available here. People love it. And especially in this day and age, the more the media attack Islam, the more people want to study the Quran. It's Allah's wisdom. So that's the best banner. That's the best banner. Always have that free Quran available here. It always gets people to the table. And obviously have the Qurans ready. So try and get it. That's always the best one, inshallah. Very simple. Alhamdulillah.
What about, I've seen some people, Ayura, I think, as well, where they wear, sometimes they wear these tops where they've got...
Yeah, you can if you want to.
We believe in Jesus too.
Yeah. You can. You can, inshallah. But then you're just limiting yourself just to Christians. So maybe something like is life just a game, which is for everyone, even Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, everybody. So is life really a game? Where are you going? Why are we on planet Earth? Something nice and simple. The simpler the better, inshallah. Sorry, he's got a question.
Okay. Just want to share one experience that happened with us about 4 years ago. It is kind of Dawa place and example. Special place and special time. You'll be surprised. We're traveling to Algeria by car. We got ferry here to France and then ferry from France to Algeria.
That sounds like a nice drive, man.
I love it.
Definitely try that.
We love it, mashallah. Did it many times. So, about I think 4 years ago, we had ferry in Marseille port about 10 o'clock in the morning. So it had to be about 4 hours. We were at 6 o'clock in the port. Can you imagine 6 o'clock? We were only sleeping.
In the morning?
In the morning,
okay.
Yeah. We got 3 cars.
Yeah.
Traveling together. As soon as we hit the gate of the port, there's an army of people, Christian people, giving dawah to Muslims, basically Algerians traveling to Algeria.
Yeah.
We got about 4 million Algerians lives in France, lives in the UK. They're giving us like a bags of
Give us everything,
dozen of books, small books, leaflets, and even
chocolate,
gospel in
Oh.
Arabic, in G.
Okay. In Arabic.
I thought they 6 o'clock in the morning. You think that
Dedication, yeah.
they distributing food, breakfast, something like that.
Wow.
What happened? I said,
Wow.
I think they're in France. And I said, we Muslims.
Yes. Wow. Bit of a tragedy.
Thank you. I kept it with me and I went through prayer on the side. The time was amazingly surprising. 6 o'clock, or maybe 6 or 10 people of them getting to all cars, dozens of cars. And it is like we are an open bottom. If you don't, Muslim, my kids, they're like open bottom. If I don't give them dawah,
they're gonna get
someone else will come. And
exactly, yes.
With their religion, with their etiquette, with
Yes.
their language, with their mind. So I have to give dawah to my kids, help them to come like to our table, things like that. Encourage
be
them.
involved, inshallah.
Be involved.
Yeah.
Be involved.
Yeah.
Another thing, I work in shop on the street. I was serving one lady. She was dressed like Islamic hijab. And I talked with her and I said, are you Muslim? She said, no, I'm Christian.
Oh.
Are you
Just
where
like
are you from? I'm from America.
right.
And I thought, are you Hamish? No, she said, I'm something. Okay. What are you doing? He said, my daughter's got a doctor appointment, so we came to the UK. Something. Straight away, she gave me 2 leaflets.
Wow.
I thought, oh, I've got nothing to give you.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? If you don't give dawah, they making dawah to us.
Exactly. When you hear the beginning, that was the, yeah. If you don't give dawah, you're gonna get dawah. Subhanallah. Brilliant. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. You got a shop?
No, I work in.
Oh, you work in a shop. Can you put leaflets there? Are you allowed to?
I've got all the time. Yeah, I've got with me.
Oh, you got it. Okay,
I give
alhamdulillah.
to colleagues, I give to...
So, before we go to Q&A, Jazakallah for that, before we go to Q&A, brothers, except for the brothers from Derby and Crawley and Derby, except for this lot, if you got, mashallah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 brothers on the stall next Saturday. That's what I see. I see a vision. I see table. I see you brothers there getting reward from Allah. How about it, brothers? Akhi, ukhwa, will you join the table? Will you give it a go?
I joined it once.
You joined it once?
Because Saturday is the most important.
No,
for us.
once a month.
Inshallah.
2 hours. Bro, are you sold? I'm a salesman. I want to sell this to you. Buy it. Buy the call of Allah. What do you think? I don't know, bro. You want to try it, inshallah? But regularly.
You should encourage
Tabligh is done. 40 days. Yeah, sorry, Tabligh brothers. I love you.
You should encourage us to get involved in dawah.
I'm telling you, brother, there's street dawah. I could do another whole presentation. You can learn so many lessons. You will learn so many skills. Wallahi. So I want you brothers to join, inshallah. Next time I see a photo on Facebook, I want to see your pictures on there, inshallah. Yeah. Should we end it there, inshallah? Any questions? Just a quick plug-in. So Nottingham Islam has a Facebook page. Do follow that. They are on YouTube. They are on Instagram and Twitter, mashallah, everywhere, mashallah. Snapchat, TikTok. Okay. Aira, Youth Club for Creativity and for Muslim youth ideas, inshallah. Yeah, more for Urdu and English. Sorry?
It's not for Pakistan.
No, that's just the name of the channel, PK. And then if you want any tips on everyday tips, I don't know if you read it, but like Sisters of Dawa, this is gone. There's also the confident, becoming super confident. You can have a read, inshallah, maybe you get inspiration. And I've also done podcasts. The quality isn't brilliant, but you can still listen while driving the car. There's some ideas. It's Dawa Motivation on SoundCloud, inshallah. So, last words. Brothers, main focus is, I hope you are motivated to get involved, even if it's 1 hour a month. Yeah? Wallahi, there's so much barakah in being involved now. In this day and age, our survival depends on it. Otherwise, we are drowning in kufr and jahiliyyah and nonsense. Yeah? And the other thing is motivation and be confident. Don't fear. Fear Allah. Don't fear His creation. Have an intense, deep fear of Allah. If you're to revisit the ayats of the Quran about Jahannam, if you're to read the ayats about the power of Allah, read it again. Remind yourself again. Once you internalize that deep fear of Allah, you fear no one, no reaction, no words, no eyebrow raise and they give you a funny look. You're saying, no, it's nothing, man. Just continue, inshallah. Jazakallah for listening. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.